right. I think we are live. Bear with me here while we get everything set up. Kind of did this on a whim, but wanted to make sure we got a good live in here. Cheers to me. Let's bring up the SPY. And of course, we want to make sure everybody has the ability to get in here. So give me a minute. Uno momento, por favor. Oh, and Dan Bob's going to yell at me for the ghost in the background. I'll have to fix that in just a minute. We got a ghost in here. We got a ghost. It's going to be a good day, though. Pretty excited. Pretty excited about today's trading. There. Now Dan Bob can't yell at me. It's gonna be a good day. All right, pretty excited. Pretty excited about today's trading. Okay. There. Now Dan Bob can't yell at me. I'm pretty much watching myself close the window. All right, what's going on, guys? Good morning. We got initial jobless claims coming out at 8:30 today. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Right now, we currently trade at 551.75 in the S&P 500. Here's what your heat map is looking at right now. So NVIDIA looks like it's already doing some good stuff this morning as it rip tater chips to the north side. It's not really ripping. I just wanted to say that. We still got to sign into my brokerage. It is going to be a good morning, guys. It's going to be a good morning. We're going to go ahead and make sure we don't share too much information on that. Let's see. How are you guys doing today? I'm trying to get in here. We're going to make sure we got to get Dan Bob in here. I didn't even give him any warning. We got to get old Dan Dan in here. What's up, Ryan Eddie? Good morning. It's good to see you, brother. Sorry, slow start. I'm going to kind of did this on a whim. Did it on a whim, but hey, I'm here. I'm here, baby. I'm happy. I hope you guys are happy. I hope you had a good 4th of July. July 4th was very uneventful for me. We celebrated the 3rd of July. Here's the S&P 500 looking really good here. So as we get a nice push up, beautiful breakout. This is what I was looking at last night when I posted that video. That breakout on the S&P 500. We had this downtrend. And then it just broke up through, headed up higher as it held that 10-day moving average. I told you guys I wanted it to rip the damn Band-Aid off of it. Rip the damn Band-Aid off, see what's going to happen. Here's CRZ, but we already know CRZ had a big breakdown here. I ended up stopping out of this. I cleared out this morning when I seen the big drop off just because I didn't want to take a bigger loss in this, and it was at my 1%. My stop was actually this low of day here at 966, so I started the morning off with a loss. But currently in my account, we're up big on AMSC. This thing ripped up this morning. Kava, it looks like it's heading up today too. CLS, man, you know, when we took this trade, what was that, Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday we took the trade, and we had nothing on Thursday. So, I'm sorry, this is Thursday. So Thursday, when it ripped up, man, I was up quite a bit of money on this. I'm risking 1% of my account, so my risk is actually down here at 56.91. So it's looking pretty good here. But let me get this YouTube up so that way I can see all the comments as they come in. But good morning, guys. Good morning. I think it's going to be a good day. It's we got one day before you know, Friday, and then we have the weekend ahead of us. So we're going to be doing a lot of studying. A deeper dive. I do think we're going to see continuation in the S&P 500, but of course the market doesn't give a shit what I say or what I think. It's going to do whatever the hell it wants to. But as you guys know, I'm always risk on until we break that 10 and 21-day moving average. So we are risk on today. I am keeping a very close eye on the overall market to see if there is any very notable changes. We also have initial jobless claims coming out in 1 minute. So now that I have the live streaming up, I can bring up the initial jobless claims. We'll bring up the economic calendar here. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. So non-farm payroll, not initial jobless claims, sorry, non-farm payrolls just came out. I put in the title initial jobless claims, but that's A-okay. The non-farm payroll actually just came out, guys. We'll go over that right now. I'll put it right here in front of you. So if we look at the initial, or I'm sorry, I'm going to keep calling. I need to drink this. I need to wake up. Cheers. This one's for me. All right. What's up? Jolene's here. Good morning. I was the ghost. I fixed it. I fixed it before Dan Bob could get in here. Yeah, I know, Dan Bob. I'm sorry. We'll go over the watch list here. We got about an hour before market opens, but let's get through this this not initial jobless claims. The unemployment and non-farm payroll. So the non-farm payroll came out. The forecasted was not 191. It came out at 206. We'll go over that in a second. And the unemployment rate actually rose slightly. So that's a good sign for economic contraction. Now, when it comes to this data, the initial jobless claims, non-farm payroll, unemployment rate, those are all going to be, as long as they're within its range, okay? Let's say it doesn't go up 1% or down too far of 1%. We're right where we want to be, okay? So as long as it stays around that 4%, I think old Papa Powell is going to be happy. He wants to see these numbers stay roughly the same because he likes where the data is coming in for unemployment. Okay, so the non-farm payrolls, I'm just going to read verbatim, measures the change in number of people employed during the previous month. So it's just showing that the previous month less people were employed, which is a good sign for the overall market. And why is that? Well, as I've said before many times on this channel, less people working is less money in the pockets of the consumer. If the consumers aren't spending, then inflation is forced to come down. Why? Because less demand means there's less price. The prices are not rising anymore and they're starting to come down. Okay? So less jobs, less money, less inflation. It's overall good for the economy because we want that inflation to come down to have sustainable inflation. We don't want to see inflation go rampant. And then on top of all of that, Papa Powell is looking at these for the rate cuts. If he starts to cut rates, usually the market heads higher. Now, I have been reading some things that I have to agree with. Maybe when they start cutting rates, because the overall, it's been so data driven lately and the overall market has been heading higher and higher and higher because of the pricing in of the rate cuts. I think when we actually do get a rate cut, we might actually come down. I think eventually it'll pan back out and it'll continue back higher, but it'll be kind of like a sell the news event where when the rates actually come out, we're going to get a big flush and scare a bunch of people out. But anyway, let's take a look. AMSC, NVIDIA. I haven't went over NVIDIA yet. So NVIDIA looks like it's doing really good. It held all those gains from yesterday's, or I'm going to say yesterday's, but the third. It's going to hold all those gains from the third, pushed up, held sideways, and then traded sideways. Now, currently in my account, which you guys can't see here, hopefully. Yeah, you can see it. My purchasing power, I'm actually negative $533, which that means I have put over $66,000 to work. All right, so I have $66,000 out there working for me right now, and I actually cannot buy anything. Now, of course, we can keep an eye on whatever you guys are watching. It doesn't matter what it is you're watching. I can watch it with you. But today is a management day for me, meaning I'm managing AMSC, I'm managing Kava, I'm managing CLS, I'm managing NVIDIA, and I'm managing TME. Now, I've already reduced my share size in TME. I'm only holding 300 shares now because, guys, I'm expecting things to run. If we aren't getting things to run, then I'm going to reduce my share size. Dan, Bob, Dan, the greatest moderator alive. If you'll do me a huge favor, I have not put this out yet. I'm going to add everybody. I want to add everybody and bring in as many people as we can in here, obviously. And we're just getting started. We already got 10 of you here. Holy cow, guys. This is awesome. I'm so pumped to have you guys here. If you're here already, obviously it was your notifications that warned you. But Dan, Bob, if you could do me a favor and send that out, I will do the same. I'm going to send this out to, oh, I hate that I have initial jobless claims up on this. I need to change that really quick. Because it's not additional jobless claims. I don't know what I was thinking. I just typed it in really fast. You could tell I didn't get my morning juice this morning. It's all good though. I'll change that right now. We'll do market data. Okay, that's changed, and now we can get back to business, baby. Yeah, we're gonna have a nice slow morning. I don't expect too much volatility, but if you guys remember on the 3rd, I said it's a half day. I don't expect for there to be a lot of volatility. I don't expect too much craziness to be going on here. And then the next thing you know, I was in like 4 more trades, which I thought was just hilarious. I went from only having, like $20,000 to work to $60,000 to work within, I don't know, the first 15 minutes. You're managing 5 grandsons, Jolene. You have your hands full, girl. A good thing about grandsons is you can send them back to their parents. Although my grandma actually raised me. God bless her soul. She is the shining light. She is an angel to me. And she joins the stream once in a while and says hi. I said message her and tell her to join in. Last year she was joining in like almost every day, and we would like spam cookies at her. We would spam some grandma cookies at her. It was a good time. But yeah, congratulations, Jolene. 5 grandsons. That's awesome. All boys. I love to hear that. But yeah, so we're gonna keep a close eye. Let's just run through the overall indices. So it looks like that that payroll data when it came out, we're sitting about neutral. But you guys can see here if we zoom in, this is the 5-minute chart. We'll throw it on the 1 minute to make it real exciting for you. But when the jobless data came out, we can go back over that in just a second. But when it came out, we seen a nice push down. But look at this volume. This is why we cover this. When that non-farm payroll came out and the unemployment rate came out, you can see we get this huge blurb of volatility. It's always very exciting. A lot of this is going to be your algos trading this because they can read it faster and they can buy and sell faster than you and I ever could. So you'll see this initial blurb of volume. And then I always like to wait to see where the overall market's going to head after that. But you can see we get this huge push up. A brand new high, a new all-time high is going to be 552.92. And then it pulls right on back here. So we'll see. We got to give the market time to see what happens in the overall S&P 500 when this does happen. So just keep that in mind. What should we throw up on the poll, guys? I want to create a poll here. I don't want to make it too, but I think we're going to ask the same old. What do you think? Where do you think the S&P 500 is going to head? Are we going to have a green day or are we going to have a red day today? So I think we'll ask that unless you guys can come up with something a little better. So let's go ahead. I'm going to start the poll now. We'll start a poll right now. Let's see. Will the S&P 500, and then for the newbies, we'll put the SPY, and green or red today? Green above, let's say above previous day's close, so 550.85. Or red below. Green day, red day. Norman Conklin, what's going on, brother? It's good to see you. Glad you made it, brother. Did this kind of on a whim. I didn't schedule it or anything. I just felt like having a good live this morning, and I think lives are great for the stream. And guys, we're getting really, really close to hitting our main goal of 1,000 subscribers, which we did in such a short amount of time. So thank you guys. I appreciate you. And what should we do for the extra question? These always can be funny. Don't care. Just here. All right. There we go. All right, the poll's up, guys. The poll is up. Watch out now. Let's see how NVIDIA's reacting to that data. Yeah, Nvidia is it usually follows pre-market pretty well, but AMSC. So AMSC is a lagger to Nvidia. I do always want to keep that in mind. I did really like this breakout though. That's why I took it. It's just a really clean breakout. This portion of this breakout looks like this portion of Nvidia's breakout, just right here. See that? So, you know, I've talked to Danny about this. I've talked to a few other people about this. I don't care for it. I don't care being in two different tickers that are in the same sector. You know, I really just don't see the reason for it, especially if you're going to be in two different ones. Why not just choose one and be in the leader, which is Nvidia, right? Now, we've already made our money on Nvidia. If you guys see here, after this breakout, we entered here at 123.51. We exited half at 125.61. So we made 1R using this as your low of day, 121.33. Okay. So we've already exited half of those shares out. That last half I can bring up to break even now. So we're just going to keep that in mind. Break even is going to be where this stop loss is now. And it's always good to know where your stop loss is, guys. You need to always cut those losses quick and let those winners run. You guys have heard that saying plenty of times before, but actually doing it is a totally different ball game, right? But just keep that in mind. So yes, with the non-farm payroll data being a little higher than anticipated, that's a good sign for the overall market. The unemployment rate being a little higher than expected is also a good sign for the market. So I expect this data to be taken as bullish, but the market has been acting a little indifferent to this data the past few weeks because I think this pricing in game has came in pretty quick. So what I like to do is I use the CME Fed tool. And when we use this Fed tool, it's really simple, guys. It's really simple. And everything I show you on here is absolutely free. But if we look at here, here's July, okay? July, we are seeing that we are having a 93.3% rate stay. 93% of the analysts currently are reporting that we are going to stay, meaning we are not going to get a rate cut in July. But if we look at September, and I've been telling you this from I don't know, I would say the past 4 months now, that I think our rate cut is going to be in September, okay? Now, this isn't me saying, oh, look at me, I'm right. Look at me, I was right, guys. No, I'm just using this tool, okay? And the longer we go and the closer to September we get, we start seeing that, yes, September, a quarter of a rate point is now at 70.8%, which is, I would say, the highest. I think this is the highest rating that we've had. The closer we get to September, the better off we are going to get that rate cut, okay? So we're at 70.8%. It looks really, really good. We are only at a 24% expectancy to stay at the rate that we are at right now. And we actually have a 5% chance of coming down that half a point. And then if we look at this, let's look at November. So November is at 52% at a quarter. And now we're even at a higher probability of being a half a point down in November rather than being at our current rate stays at 5.5%. Now December, this is why I started telling you guys I expect to be down 2 rate cuts this year. Now, of course, the data can change, and I'm very sure about September's rate cut. Now, when it comes to these 2 rate cuts, you know, you can see the probability starts to go higher than it would be to stay. So we are starting to see a probability higher for December as another rate cut, but that is to see. You know, we still have months and months of data. We have 6 more months of data to come in here, or roughly 5 more months technically of data to come in for December before we'll actually figure that out. So when we see this data come in and we see, you know, as you can see right now, it's coming out a little neutral. When you see things like this, you can expect that the data-driven market that we all know so well is going to start to slow down, okay? We're going to start to see more of the price action traders. We're going to see more of the, okay, it's priced in. Now that we're priced in, where are we at with our price discovery? So this is kind of where, okay, we know what's going to happen in the market when it comes to rate cuts. Now, what is price action going to show us, right? We're not so data driven anymore. Now, of course, price action is king. Don't get me wrong. This is for entertainment purposes only, guys, but we always want to follow price action first and foremost. But it's nice to know when that data is going to come out. Could just imagine for a second that that data comes in and it's just dog shit, okay? And the market just tanks on that news, right? The data can change the outlook of the price action, and so we need to know when that volatility is going to come in. And that's why we opened up to warn you guys about the data that was coming in, because look at this. Pre-market data, this much volume, you know, that's pretty heavy. So that's why we want to make sure we cover it. Norman Conklin says, green, baby. Yeah, it always pays to be positive in my book. Ryan says, I see signs for both green day and red day. Yeah, I can see that too. Just simply because, you know, we are extended from the 10-day moving average, but at the same time, as long as we keep a steady rate, maybe trade sideways here and head a little higher, yeah, I have to agree with you, Ryan. I see we could go both ways in this, especially after the data has just came out and we're showing a neutral in the pre-market on this data, even though the data seems to would be considered more bullish. We're not as data driven as we have been. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. If you guys haven't already, we'll just do this really quick. I want to make sure that you guys hit this live button. It's right here. A lot of people don't know this live button, and they'll see me talking, and then they'll start commenting on shit from, you know, like 5 or 10 minutes ago. So make sure you hit this live button so you're up to date. And while you're here, if you'll smash this like button for me and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We are so close, guys. We're at 965 subscribers. Help me meet my goal, our goal, the team's goal, the squad's goal, everybody's goal of 1,000 subscribers. I'd greatly appreciate it. And of course, we have a poll up, guys. The poll is, do you think we're going to end green or red today? And I have to agree with Ryan. I want you guys to make your own decision because I want the poll to be true. But I have to agree with Ryan. We could go both ways today. The SPY could go both ways. We could end up green. We could end up red. The data that came out is showing neutral. We are extended slightly from a 10-day moving average. Not that we can't get further extended from the 10-day moving average, but we are slightly extended. So a neutral sideways action would be absolutely awesome. Would it be absolutely awesome? And so far, with already 14 votes on the poll, we got 79% of you saying we're going to have a green day today, 13% red day, and, and 13% of you say you're just here for this big chin. Hey, this chin is bringing me, you know what? I think I'm going to make an OnlyFans just for this chin. I'm going to put things in the butt chin. I don't know if you can see the angle here, but I'll put like mini carrots and stuff in the butt chin. I think I can make some money on that. Butt chin OnlyFans. I don't know. Would you pay? Would you guys pay for some butt chin OnlyFans? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm going a little too far with that. But anyway, I am in AMSC. We took this trade already. And remember, guys, the trades that I'm in right now, I'm in them because the trade has now passed. Usually if I get in it, it's because they are, if I'm in it, it's because I'm expecting momentum. If we don't get momentum right away, I will start slowly reducing share size, if not completely exiting the trade if it hits my stop loss. So I am in AMSC, which, remember, the leader of AMSC is NVIDIA, okay? This is a superconductor. This is a chip, AMSC. It's looking really good. Right here was the play, guys. See this breakdown? I'll just zoom in on it for you. A beautiful trend break to the north side. This is what we take. And if you guys looked at the picture where that was that big buy here sign, this is the kind of stuff we're looking at, guys. We're looking for a big push up on volume, a big pullback, following a moving average. This one so happens to be the 10 with a shakeout day. This is a shakeout day right here. It undercuts and then rallies right back up and then starts to take off higher. Actually, Richard Moglen, one of my favorite interviewers and traders now, has actually just covered this yesterday, and I watched it last night. Even if you already know, let's say you already know something, you already know a strategy, you already know what an undercut and rally is. If you already know, sometimes it's good to watch to understand those nuances. Just like in jiu-jitsu, my coach has taught a bow and arrow choke over and over and over again. But after a while, after doing it, and then after realizing, you watch his little movements. Like if you're rolling back to your butt, but he moves his feet, we call it a windshield wiper. He moves his feet out of the way of his butt so he can sit back much easier. This is the same thing here. If I'm watching Richard Moglen and I already understand the undercut and rally, well, what about the volume? What about the way it rallies? About the time that it took to rally? And that's some of the things that I learned yesterday on these undercut and rallies. And I do like this undercut and rally. So huge trend break right here. We're in it. Of course, I wish I would have got this price a little bit closer to the breakout area, but because it's within my average daily range, meaning if it moves 6.9%, if I'm going to use the low of the day, my risk needs to be lower than that, and my risk is at 5.37%. All right, so just keep that in mind. That's one of the trades I am. Ryan said, you could probably retire from trading if you open an OF for your OnlyFans for your chin. People pay peekaboo bucks for some wild shit. Yeah, Ryan, hey man, you never know. Maybe I get, I get a little baby oil on that thing. I don't know, dude. Put some Hawk 2 on there. Oh gosh, we're gonna have a good day, guys. And I'm just waking up. We got the, I don't know if I'm even allowed to say it on air, but it rhymes with gang. Okay, energy drink. And yeah, I know they're not good for you, but hey, it's my body. It's my body. Oh, they're so good though. 300 milligrams to wake the F up. Okay, so next up is Kava. So I think I got in Kava a little early, but hey, it's still a breakout trade. I played the base breakout, but you can see the trend breakout as Covey drew this out for me the one day. This is why it's awesome to have a big group of experienced traders, because if I see something one way, they might see it another, and then you can have that confirmation biasy on your side, knowing that it's going to do something or this is how it looks, and then you have another trader saying, no, this is how I see it. And then you can completely tweak your confirmation biasy to say, oh, hey, and it might be to the positive, it might be to the negative, but it's better to have more pairs of eyes on one stock. And we talk about this all the time. This is a big reason why we started this community, guys, is because I might say, hey, look, Kava. I took Kava because it looks like a base breakout here, so I took the trade. And then Covey says, well, hey, I see a trend breakout forming on here, and I think originally his trend breakout was more like this. You know, so I said, hey, you know, I like that portion of the trade even better. Rather than playing this silly base breakout here, I like the look of that trend better. You know, so I'm playing this more of a trend, but the initial buy was on a base breakout. So however you look at it, I am in Kava. I'm sitting here at 94.81. I actually added into this trade at 95.19. So we're going to see what happens with Kava. I think we're up, I don't know, a couple pennies. No, we're actually down 31 bucks. So it's basically break even at this point. We're also in CLS. If you guys remember, I took CLS on this trade, this base breakout trade, but it also was preemptive for the overall trend breakout. This is more reasons than one. Here's TraderView, guys. TraderView, if you look at CLS on TraderView, I love TraderView because like you can just scroll down here and get a visualization on this right side of their earnings. It's just a little bubble plot, and it just shows if it's slowly inclining that they are not only beating their estimates, but their estimates continually come out higher each year, showing, and quarterly, showing that they are constantly earning money. And then you can also see this bar graph here where their net margin continually is going up higher. So this isn't a technical analysis play. This is also a fundamental play. And I don't want you guys getting confused when it comes to these fundamental plays like this. We make it really, really simple. We make it really, really simple. So don't stress about that stuff. But yes, what else we got in here? Dan Dan he posted our Discord right there for you guys. You can join the Discord. It's absolutely free. We have meetings every night, Monday through Friday. And we also, if you guys want, you guys are more than welcome to click the link that Dan, the greatest moderator alive, has posted in the comments for you. That's the TradingView affiliate link. If you guys click on that link, remember, TradingView and everything we offer is absolutely free. But if you want to upgrade to the Essential Plan, we get a little kickback from that. And you know, it's always nice to support your boy here, okay? So, of course, you don't have to. You can use it for free. But if you enjoy the platform as much as I do, I use the Essential plan, and of course, I get a little kickback from that. So it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good when I make money too. CLS here, we can see it's back up to that $59 area. I'm full risk on this. We're up about $125. Full risk is 1% of my account. Okay, so a lot of you ask, well, what is that in dollar amount? That doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter the dollar amount. Now, personally, I'll tell you, it's a little over $300 is my risk. Okay, I risk $300. That is 1% of my trading account. Okay, 1%. So you do the math. Okay, it's a little less than 1%, but it's still, we're going to use rough numbers, 1%. Why do we say 1% though? I want to explain to you guys why we say in percentage. Because if you have a small account and you're risking 1% of $1,000, that is still 1% of your account. And that is proper risk management. Okay? If you're only using $1,000, $5,000, $3,000, that's okay. Chris Quilamagi made millions with a very small startup of $2,000. Okay? You can do it too. You just have to be disciplined, and you cannot think about the money. You have to think about it in percentages. So if you have 2,000 and you're risking 1%, that's okay. You know, risk 20 bucks. It's okay to risk $20. Now, when you make money, you have to understand 3R is going to be 60 bucks. Okay, so you should take out some of your money at that $60 area when you make that 60 bucks. Now, for me, I need to be up about $600 to $1,000 before I'm initially going to take out half of my shares or a quarter of my shares, depending on how price action is showing. Okay, so that's why I like to use percentages, because if we look at it in the mindset of money, you know, I would say 3 years ago, if I was up $128, I was exiting the trade. I said, whoa, this is a lot of money compared to my account, or just, it's just a lot of money in general. $128, that's a day's worth of work. I'm taking my money out now. That's not a good way to think about it. So if you can understand percentages a little better. Now, granted, guys, I'm not a mathematician, and you don't have to be either. There's a little bit of core math in here that if you figure it out, you understand the percentage, the risk reward, and you understand how many shares to take, which if any of you need to know how to do that, you might see me this morning working on that. Or if you have any question, like, very specific numbers, I can do the math for you right on here so you understand it a little bit better. We want everybody to understand risk management before you do anything, okay? Now let's go back to the S&P 500 because I see NVIDIA is pulling back a little bit. We get this huge pop up, reached a new all-time high of 552.92 in the S&P 500, and now it looks like we are pulling back to previous day's close, or previous trading day's close. So we'll see what the overall market wants to do. Personally, I do not like to see a big gap up. I don't like to see a big gap up in the morning, because if we get a big gap up in the morning, a lot of times, maybe I shouldn't say a lot of times, my bias is that the market is going to sell off and want to fill that morning gap right off the get, okay? So keep that in mind, guys. I don't like to see a big push higher. And if we do get a big push higher and we open up higher, I want to see the market take it and head even higher with that. So just keep that in mind. So things are looking really good. Thank you, Dan Bob, for posting that in the Learning Stock Room. Much appreciated. Let's see. I'm going to post it in the options as well. But yeah, guys. And if you have any tickers that you're watching that you're looking at, more than welcome to put it up in my thing. So let's go over my watch list really quick. Of course, I'm just keeping an eye on Tesla. Tesla is not a tradable ticker for me right now, but Tesla looks amazing. I mean, this huge 3-day run up. We have earnings that are coming out here, but it broke this daily downtrend. Also, if we look at our Trader View, which another great thing about Trader View is you can get this anchored VWAP. It's already in here. If you take this anchored VWAP from all-time highs, watch this. Anchored VWAP from all-time highs, and we zoom in on the anchored VWAP from all-time highs. Look at it, broke through the anchored VWAP from all-time highs. That is a huge sign here, guys. So Tesla looks really, really good. But why do I say it's not tradable right now? Look how far extended it is. We're literally like almost, if this is all that I seen in this, I would say we're getting ready to go parabolic, okay? And we might. In the pre-market, we're up 251. We closed at 246.39. We're already way up in Tesla, okay? Now, I am not in this trade, and yes, I've already explained many times about the fear of missing out I've had in this, but I don't act upon it. I just have those feelings. It's like, oh, hey, you know, I tried to get into this 3 different times, and there was 3 different beautiful spots to actually get into this trade, and we did not get in it. Where it was right here, I can just draw this out for you. Right here was one spot because you can see a beautiful, beautiful trend break. And then we had another one right here, guys. Right here. Look at this. Oh, you could have taken it here, or you could have taken it here on higher volume. So that's where the higher volume came in on that trend breakout. So Tesla is looking really, really good in this area. I absolutely love Tesla and what it's doing. Maybe not Tesla in general as the company, but I'm talking about the chart. This is beautiful. This is a trend on top of a trend, and then a beautiful trend breakout. Now the RS rating is finally starting to get back up there. We're above a 200-day moving average finally. And then, not to mention, if we zoom out on Tesla and we look at the daily downtrend here, folks, this is the real deal right here. Look at this. Here is your daily downtrend. And now look, let's zoom back in so we have it. Look at this. Your daily downtrend has now been broken. Anchored VWAP, daily downtrend, 200-day moving average. Tesla has finally got above its murky waters. And that's a really, really good sign. It's a really good sign for Uncle Tesla. So Tesla is looking really good here. I am keeping it on my watch list, but I need to wait for a pullback. I need to wait for another setup. I need to wait. That's the main thing. We need to wait. We need to wait and see what Tesla is going to do here. Next up is TGTX. We're a little extended. I would love to see this thing kind of base out for a couple more days, but you can see that there's a trend base breakout coming in very, very soon. I have my marker at $19. If it hits my $19 alert, I'm going to wait and see how it acts at 19. If we get an overwhelming amount of volatility coming into that $19 area and we start to head up higher, I might be able to take a trade on this, but I much, much rather see the 10-day slowly creep up to that $19 area. This thing get really tight, meaning what I mean by tight is I want to see, instead of these large candles, I want to see these smaller candles get even smaller on top of this 10-day moving average, and then it break out. It looks like just a couple more days, and that might happen. Now, here is a beautiful one. This is CrowdStrike, and you want to talk about getting tighter. You can see that we're following this 10-day moving average. It's getting very, very tight, and the breakout area is at that 392.75. I am willing to look at my account right now and say, well, TME is not working out for me, okay? TME is donezo. So if it doesn't hit my stop loss today, if it doesn't stop me out today with the rest of my shares, now I've already reduced share size because we pulled back, but if it does not stop me out at my stop loss, which is at the low of day of where I bought it, which is 1457, if it doesn't stop me out today on this, and I see CrowdStrike take off here, because CrowdStrike's looking really good. I like it squatting down on this 10-day moving average. But if it wants to break out here and on volume, then I'm going to sell my TME and I'm going to be buying CRWD. Now, these are my thoughts and my trades. They are not yours, so just keep that in mind. I do not want to anybody to follow my trading, just my strategies, okay? So if you don't understand risk management, if you don't understand the strategy that I try to play, then you don't have any business looking at these stocks. So next up is ASNS. This was brought up by Covey. Now, we took a look at this. This is kind of an oddball, okay? The thing about this stock is let me bring it up, ASNS. Let's chart this out on this beautiful trading platform. Let me get rid of some of these anchored VWAPs on here. We're not seeing too many crazy anchored VWAPs on this. But when I see a chart like this, you see a lot of volatility in this, okay? There's many ways to chart this out, but when I see something like this, I'm just going to go like this, okay? And then I'm going to go like this. I'm going to grab off this bottom, all right? So that's just how it's looking to me right now. Now this is subject to change because if it doesn't break out and it continues to base out, but my best case scenario for this would be like a breakout somewhere here. So I'll just add an alert on our trader view platform here, and if it can break out of this area and head higher, that might be a nice area to take. Now we're at a 93 relative strength rating and 27 average daily range. You have to understand this is a make or break your account. This will rip your damn face off. It is very cheap to buy, okay, at $1.67, but we need to be careful because if you're not using risk management, this thing could literally blow up your account. So if you're using your full account to buy this and this thing goes down to 50 cents, you've lost over you've lost 3/4 of your money. So you need to make sure you use risk management on this. And guys, I am not just buying aimlessly. I'm waiting for a breakout on volume. Okay, so that's ASNS. We also have Dell here. So Dell, if you guys were with me, I was talking to you about Dell popping up here in the pre-market, and then it ran into this resistance. So if we zoom out on the hourly, you can see a clear downtrend here. I think Dell has some potential to get up above this area. Now this is 145 to 145. So if my alert goes out at 144.68, that is when I'm going to get a closer eye on Dell. I'll look a little bit deeper into it. I just turned on some lo-fi music, guys, so that way when I take a deep breath, you guys can have something to listen to. Let's see, where are we at on the votes here? 63% of you say Green Day, 11% say Red Day, and we have an over. We have 26% say just here for the big chin. Join my OnlyFans, guys. My OnlyFans for chin strategies. Where we rub baby oil and hold carrots in between the chin. Yeah. You're more than welcome to join that. It's $100 $100 a view. I don't know. I've never been on that side. I don't even know how it works. Do they use like some kind of coins or something? You gotta buy like OnlyFans coins or something? I don't know, man. I don't know. But that's what I'm doing. I'm selling my chin. CORZ. So we had that big gap down and then it popped back up today, but I'm out of CORZ. I'm just gonna be watching. CORZ did follow BTC, which is Bitcoin. And you can see Bitcoin had this big flush. We broke below that $56,700 area. I told you guys that that was my area of support. And if it breaks through that, then I think we're gonna flush down a little bit harder, a little bit faster. But we'll see, because Bitcoin always is full of surprises. You can see it's done this many times before, where it'll break a new high, it'll pull back, it'll bounce up. But on the moving averages, let's just take a look at that. You can see this is where my issue lies, is we have broken below all moving averages and we broke below support. So where is this thing going to end up? I don't know, but I know that if institutional ownership wants to start buying this thing up, we did make new all-time highs a few months ago. So if we can catch support, maybe on this 200-day moving average, and it starts to rise up, that might be a better area to try and buy a miner or a data processor. So it's looking pretty good, guys. But I will not be, and I am not in CORZ. I already talked to you about CLS. It can continue to be on your watch list because we still have an opportunity here for this to break out on this ascending trend line and descending trend line where they are going to converge. So I'm either going to make a lot of money when this thing breaks out and rip tater chips to the north side, baby, or we are going to let this thing come right back down and stop me out for a 1% of my account risk, which is about $300, which I'm A-okay with. Guys, I've already accepted the loss if it happens, but if it wants to grant me some beautiful chicken nuggies, I will take it and dip them in ketchup all flippin' day. Devin Brown almost ate some carrots, but with all the chin talk, I thought better of it. Damn, dude. Well, I'm glad to see you're at least eating healthy, man. But yeah, no, I can't think. I don't know why. I think I need to do like one of those AI images and get like a baby carrot and stick it in the butt chin. And then just put like OnlyFans over top of my... I don't know, man. I'm goofy this morning. I can tell the bang starting to kick in. Bang, bang. FLYE. So we did take a trade on FLYE. This thing looks really, really good. I really like it. But the issue with it is it's diluting its share company. Yes, they do look like they're bringing in some earnings. It is getting tighter, but we have to keep in mind with these low floats, these can make or break your account. So even though that we look at these low floats, you guys need to have an understanding that these things can go right back down to where they came from. Okay, so it's doubled, sure, in a couple weeks time, about 3 weeks time, but it can go down just as fast, if not faster. So when we look at FLYE, I want you guys to understand that there is some added risk to this, just like a biotech, just like anything low float, it has that added risk. Okay, so please keep that in mind. And guys, Dan Bob Dan, the greatest moderator alive, just posted our Facebook group. You're more than welcome to put in our Facebook group, or I'm sorry, join our Facebook group. That's obviously free as well. Dan Bob actually created this Facebook group, and he brings up new things I don't talk about all the time, different facts about the overall market. So if you are new, if you're just learning, or you're a seasoned vet and you want to learn a little bit more about the stock market, you're more than welcome to join that. He brings and articulates different conversations that I don't usually bring up here, and he also spans my broadened terminology and understanding of the market as well. So I use that website myself, and just as well as you should too. So click on that Facebook group if you guys are in Facebook. I know it's more of the old timers. So if you got grandchildren or grandbabies, or if you are still flirting with Meta, Facebook, the old Zuckerberg is with you. You're more than welcome to click on that. Of course, I got a LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook as well. We are on TikTok and Instagram, and we got it all, guys. We got it all. But if you want to be a part of our group, just click on that link. You're more than welcome to. And while I have your attention, guys, if you could do me a favor, look at the screen. Make sure you are live. Click this live button, guys. You want to make sure you're up to date on this, and click this like and subscribe button. We are growing very fast, very, very quick. We're up to 966. Thank you for whoever subscribed. Sorry if I missed it. I tried to put an alert on our screen so that way I would be notified when you did. But hit that like, hit that subscribe button, guys. We are growing so stupid fast. We are growing so stupid fast. I'm just so grateful, honestly, because this is all I've ever wanted, was to have a YouTube show, and now we are doing it. Yeah, X.com as well. Yeah, definitely. Join me on X, where Elon Musk likes to talk shit about. He likes to talk shit about Bill Gates shorting his stock. He said, "We will obliterate the shorts." I love the animosity that's in there. We also have ENVX. Now, I think ENVX needs some more time here. It's going to probably hit my alert, and I'm just going to reset the alert. But this is kind of the undercut and rally kind of look. But the issue with this is I'd rather see an undercut and rally after it has followed a moving average, not undercut and then hit a moving average and rally back up. So I still think that this could use some time, but of course, the market doesn't give a shit what I think. If it wants to head higher and wants to continue higher, then this was the undercut, and then we'll see if the rally will continue. But my alert will go off around 15:50, and when that does, we'll see if it wants to head higher. I'm also in Kava, guys. We talked about Kava earlier. Kava still looks like it is still tradable at this base breakout. I would say, around 96.52 or a little higher. The all-time high on this is 97.60. So, I still think it's actionable for a trade. I'm already in it, though. I'm already in it. So we're going to wait and see what happens. Now, these aren't buy or sell recommendations. I'm just a big talking shin on here, and we're going to see if the overall market wants to push this thing higher, but I don't know what it's going to do, okay? I just don't. I don't have a crystal ball, and if anybody's telling you they know what the market's going to do, they're lying to you. My edge here is risk management based on trend breakouts and cutting my losses quick. Okay, if you cut your losses quick and you let winners run, it's easy to say, it's harder done, but as long as you have discipline, you're going to make money, baby, and that's what we like to do here. COHR is still a tradable. Now, I really like the look of this. It's very, very slightly extended right now, but I would not argue with this if this thing took off today. So 74.16 is going to be my main watch, okay? 74.16 is my main watch for COHR. Now, again, I'm on a management day. Today, I'm just managing my risk. managing my account, and keeping a very close eye as the market is getting ready to open in 15 minutes, guys. So I want you to make sure if you're watching anything very specifically, you need to keep a very close eye on your risk, okay? I think we're going to see some volatility first thing in the morning, but we should have a relatively slower day, right? It's after the 4th of July. All your big bucks, they all got a little too drunk last night, and they're probably moseying into their charting platform, or they're not even coming in at all. They're just driving home from their vacation. So make sure that you keep that in mind. All right. Let's see how we're doing. So AMSC looks like it's holding out well compared to NVIDIA. So if we look at NVIDIA, you can see we're getting a pullback here, which is nice. It's good. We don't want to go straight up. And AMSC, you can see we are continuing. Well, I guess it looks quite similar. Let's look at the 5 minutes, see if we can see any nuances, any changes. So you can see AMSC is not nearly as liquid as NVDA. And NVDA is kind of like pulling back more. Well, AMSC is kind of holding up a little bit better, which is, is kind of odd, but we'll see. Maybe first thing in the morning, this will get a flush and they'll line back up. But NVDA is the leader, guys. You're gonna hear me say it 1,000 times over and over and over again. NVDA is your leader. And we wanna keep in mind that NVIDIA had this beautiful breakout down here on the daily. And it's looking pretty good. So let me know, guys. I just went through my watch list. We can go through a couple more, but they're not as pretty. Like AGIO, that kind of broke down. It broke below that 21-day moving average. I don't care for the look of it. MDGL, I think it needs more time now that it pulled back. SMLR broke down below all of its moving average. We also have NNE. I'm just watching it, okay? There's no actionable trade just yet. Of course, I played this daily downtrend, and this might be hourly downtrend, and this might be an hourly downtrend if we get a good amount of volume breaking to the north side, which I haven't marked out here. So if the alert goes off, this might be a nice actionable trade. But of course, I'm maxed out on my buying power. I am actually negative $536. I've gotten like over $66,000 in the market right now just on the trades that I showed you. AMSE, Kava, CLS, NVIDIA, TME. Now TME I don't really care for. TME, if it doesn't hold out today and doesn't do well, if I see a better trade, I will exit TME and I will go ahead and join. I'll join in on something else because I just don't like where this is headed. We're down $63 total, so it's not that big for TME since the opening of this, but I just don't, guys, when I get in a trade and I'm looking for momentum as a momentum trader, I want to see it head higher immediately, okay? And if it doesn't, well, then I'm wrong. I'm not in the momentum breakout, right? It's that simple. Like if we get into NVIDIA, let's look at NVIDIA. If I get into NVIDIA expecting this to be the breakout area and I get in and it doesn't break out and it starts to come back down, well then I'm in one of these false breakouts. We don't want to get caught in false breakouts. That's why we like to make sure we're in when we see volume. And if it starts to head back down and it doesn't catch, we want to exit fairly quickly, if not the low of the day, then sooner, okay? Now that can be very tricky, but that is the more advanced, right? The further you advance when you are trading, you start to understand, you have a better idea of when to exit and when to enter, okay? So that's kind of where I'm at with my trading is, why am I holding these all the way down to the break of the low a day? If I get in and I don't see immediate continuation like I have seen here for NVIDIA, then why the hell am I still holding on to this thing? So this looks absolutely beautiful. I mean, this is exactly what we're looking for. Now, of course, the market doesn't give a shit what I think. This thing could come right back down and stop me out for break even, which we will set our break even on this so I don't forget about it. We have about 100 shares left. We're up about 300 $67 on this last half of this trade, okay? The last half of this trade. My first half, I already got out at 125.50. Now we're setting the last half of this trade for that break even. So if this wants to come back down, oh, no wonder why. If this wants to come back down and stop me out at this break even, then that is totally fine with me. I've already made my money on this trade, and that just shows me that I was at least right on the breakout. I've paid myself, and then the momentum, the continuation of the play, I was wrong on, okay? So I was right on the trade, I was wrong on the momentum, okay? And that's why I like to pay myself right away, because a lot of the times you're gonna be wrong about the continuation. You're gonna be right on the breakout, but then if it comes all the way back down and you haven't moved your stop loss up yet, then you're gonna take a loss, okay? So I like to compile, I like to build my capital, I like to constantly lock in some profits. If I continually lock in profits, then you're not gonna lose over time, right? So we'll see what happens with that. Now let's go ahead and look back at the S&P 500. And I also want to go over a few other things here. So the S&P 500 is trading at 551.50, and 60% of you say green day today. I really do hope we get some green days in today. That would be absolutely perfect for me, for you, for anybody that has a vehicle for investing, like a 401k, a Roth IRA, or any type of investing vehicle. Why do I say that? Because your vehicle for investment, most of it is going to be wrapped up in either the S&P 500 or things that trade with the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 consists of 500 stocks. And just to get a better idea, I like to do this. So what is in the S&P 500? Okay. So that way we can get a better understanding of what is in it. So actually, we'll just go, what we'll do is I'll bring up the spider so you guys understand. It's easier to understand the sectors of this. So here's your ETFs. The S&P 500 has communication services, consumer discretionary, consumer staples, energy, financials, healthcare, industry, material, real estate, technology, and utilities. Okay, and if we look at our trader view and we look at the stock heat map, you can see this is what it makes up of. Okay, this is every stock, all 500 stocks that are in the S&P 500. Now they are not equally weighted. Some are bigger than others. Here's Nvidia, here's Apple, here's Microsoft and Google. Your biggest stocks. Applesauce, wow. Maybe I'll take a sip to that. Here, this one's for me. All right, so you got Applesoft, right? Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, and Google are your four biggest components to this. Then, of course, you have your Amazon, AVGO, Meta, Tesla, and LLY, or Lilly, okay? Those are all different sectors. Your biggest sectors is your technology sector, your communication sector, then your retail trade sector, okay? I would say your financial sector is bigger than your retail trade, but Amazon makes most of your retail trade, Amazon and Walmart. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you have a vehicle for investing, it is in the S&P 500, okay? So this looks really good. I like the heat map so far today. It's not one-sided. We'll see where the overall S&P 500 wants to take us. Yeah, I like this heat map in TraderView too. It's a lot cleaner. This TraderView app is really, really nice, guys. I highly suggest you download it. Of course, using my link. I want you to use my link. Dan Bob has already posted that once already. Let's see what else we got going on here. So the S&P 500 is now trading at 551.63, guys. I'm just going to run through my trades. AMSC's holding off. Kava's holding off. CLS looks like it's taken off a little bit now. It's actually getting some activity. We're up about $128 in that. Nvidia and TME. I just don't care for this TME trade. I think mainly because of where I bought it. I feel like I should have bought it. I feel like even though it's within my average daily range percentage, I still could have gotten a better price, you know, and you're a loser. unless you're learning, right, guys? You're a loser unless you're learning. I'm always learning something new for my trades. Now, granted, I'm still happy with the trade. I just always want to get the best of the best price. Now, what are you looking at? I want to know. We got 18 of you in here. Nobody needs to be shy. What should I look at? What do you want me to watch? I can run through the Fang Mang. We got about 6 minutes till market open, guys. You're gonna see me get pretty. I'll chitty chat, but let's take a look at the QQQs, and then we're gonna go over the Fang stocks. I still call them Fang stocks. Facebook, Apple, Meta. We'll go through all of it. The QQQs looking really, really good here. Still above where it closed previous day, so Thursday. The IWM, the Russell 2000, is still fighting here. It's still doing its absolute best to actually show some relative strength, but we're still stuck in this area. We're still stuck in this median. I don't care for it. Bitcoin, huge pullback, huge pullback. I don't know how this is gonna have any effect on the market or if it's going to at all, but it has had a pullback and we just need to keep that in mind. Holy hair, man. Holy hair. I need somebody to come in here. NASDAQ's looking good close. We're gonna see where it opens at. Dow Jones Industrials holding off. The SMH or the Vandex Semiconductor is looking very, very good, very healthy. Love the consolidation down there at the 21-day moving average. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. It's breaking out to the north side. We're gonna see what happens. Got a lot of money in the overall Vandex Semiconductor ETF through my financial advisor. This account that I have, this is my play account. This is my trading account. I do take it very, very seriously. I call it a play account. I shouldn't call it that. But it's what I'm using, right? All my bigger money, all my long-term investments, all my big boy money, we'll call it, I give to a financial advisor. I let him take care of it so I don't have the stress of dealing with that much money. And then I just use a small account, $33,000, but they give me leverage so I can use up to $66,000. So I'm just using this small account in order to grow. And my whole objective, guys, my whole objective is to use this platform on YouTube so you can see how to do it. So I can show you somebody like me, not that smart, not the smartest guy, who can take this. I can learn, ingest the data, learn a strategy, be very focused and honed in, make $100,000 in this account, and then I will start paying myself. Every time I gain 1% in my account, I will take out 1% of my $100,000. So I'll pay myself in $10,000 increments. Okay, that's my main objective. And I would like to make $10,000 a month minimum. So I want to make a minimum of 1% a month, which I think is really easily doable at once you get to that $100,000. All right, so the SMH is looking really, really good. It's going to look really good for my overall long-term account, which, man, I tell you, this year I have made a killing in. I think just this year I'm up like 25 or 30%. You know, when you only average between 8 and 11%, my vehicle for investment right now, the way I've been doing it and how the financial advisor and myself have been working together to kind of figure out where we want the money to be at, we're up big time. We're beating the S&P 500. It's looking really, really good. And this is where a lot of that money has been sitting. And as you can see over the time, it's been doing very, very well. Okay. So now we have 1 minute, 30 seconds till market open, guys. Absolutely excited for today. I hope everybody is ready. We went over a watch list. We went over the trades that I am in, my expectations. You need to understand risk management. If you don't have risk management, you shouldn't play. And I always expect everybody to please, 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 if you don't have a process or plan, then please just sit back, relax, and paper trade. You can mark these charts out, okay? On TraderView, you even can do paper trading, okay? So make sure that you are doing that first. So if you're brand new to trading, you need to be very, very careful out there. It can be very, very scary place. Now, we are opening up at 551.64. Best of luck to everybody out there. Let's make some bread, people. Absolutely pumped for today, and I hope everybody is ready to kick some ass and take some names. We have 41 seconds, guys. Oh, this could be a good day. It's gonna be a good day, baby. We got 17 of you watching in here. Do me a quick favor before the market opens. We got 26 seconds. Hit this like, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and make sure you vote on the poll. I want to get the rest of these votes in here before the end of the day. We got 22 of you voted already. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate everybody that joins, votes, likes, and subscribes. We're up to 966 subscribers. Of course, our main goal is 1,000. I'm going to do an all-day stream when we get close. Now, the market is open. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Good morning, squad. B. Stewie says. It's going to be an absolute beautiful day. We're going to switch back over to the S&P 500. We're going to run through my trades. The S&P 500 opens up at 551.75, and I feel like the Bang energy drink has now kicked in. NNE just popped off, and you can see where's the volume. That's the question on this. Where is the volume? And the volume looks like we are getting a nice little blurb there in the NNE volume, but it's not something I'm willing to take until it gets much higher in volume. So I'm thinking that this just might be a sell-off, but we'll have to see. I'll set my alert one more time on it. Not that I'm going to trade NNE, but I do like to keep a very close eye on it. We'll see. AMSC did open up higher than where it closed, but it's pulling back down. Kava doesn't look like it's doing much of anything at all at this market open. It actually doesn't even look like Kava has opened up, as CLS opened up higher than its closing area. That's a good sign. NVDA, now we have COHR. COHR looks like it popped off to the north side. We're not seeing a ton of volume come in for COHR. Not a ton, but it is breaking out to the north side, so I do like to see that. It makes me want to go to TME. It does look like TME is trying to hold this area, but a part of me wants to sell and then go back to COHR and take COHR where it's at. But I'm not going to do that. As much as I want to, we're just going to keep an eye on NNE. We are starting to see a lot more volume come in now. A lot more volume for NNE coming in here. So this might be a nice little breakout to the north side. We're going to see what it wants to do. Yeah, it looks like NNE, this might be the trade for the day, but these aren't buy or sell recommendations. I'm just a big talking chin, a big butt chin on the microphone, watching to see what happens here. We know we have a lot of resistance up there at that $30 area, but if it keeps bonking its head, this might actually play out for a longer term. So if we look at the daily, this might end up looking more like something like this, and then you have an uptrend like that. But wow, lots of volume coming in for NNE. I'm just going to sit back and relax as TME does pull back. Makes me want to exit this trade. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 though, guys. We got Troy Wiseman. What's up, man? Troy's calling me lo-fi. Yeah, baby. You know, I know you're day one, baby. Let's go on, brother. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Glad you're here. What you watching, guys? Let me know what you're watching, and I can keep an eye on it too, because like I said, I'm just managing my trades. I've got over $66,000 right now invested into the swing trading setups, and we're going to see if they want to continue. But yeah, Troy, good to see you, man. I like when people call me lo-fi because they know where we originated from. Yeah, that was last year, baby. It's good to see you, man. S&P 500 is just trading at 551.73 right now. We're going to see where it wants to go. It hit those new all-time highs, in the pre-market. AEM, my alert just went off for AEM. Now, it's a little extended here. I think AEM, the original alert was for back here, but it looks like it broke out, a nice base breakout on Thursday. We're going to see if it wants to continue higher. So now we got quite a few trades going off. Yeah, NNE, it does look like that trade idea is proving fruitful, folks. So I hope if any of you were watching that you did end up taking this, but now is not the time to take it. It's already rip tater chip to the north side, and NNE, another beautiful call out right there. Of course, I couldn't take the trade simply because I'm already maxed out, baby. But that was a good trade, and here it is pulling right back down. So if you didn't take profits quick, this is one of those that move quick at 28.8%. This thing is a make or break, rip your face off kind of trade. So NNE, beautiful base breakout right, or a trend breakout right there. Another beautiful trend breakout. You'll love to see them, but of course, if you weren't already in it and you didn't already take profit, I would be hands off of that bad bitch. All right, so next up, I want to take a look at COHR. Let's see if that was another good trade idea. Troy says, I wouldn't say day one, but it was before the rebrand. Yeah, baby. That's cool, man. Hey, that's still, I promise you, because we're just getting started, right? The rebrand just happened, but we're just getting started. And so if you know me as Lo-Fi, at least you were here before the rebranding and you know me as Lo-Fi, or you might hear it come up from time to time. you guys are all going to be my day ones. Honestly, you guys will be, because this is just the start of this beautiful, beautiful channel. We got 10 years, 20 years down the road. We're going to look back on this, and if people are still calling me lo-fi, that's going to be absolutely amazing. That means, you know, that means you've been here for a while. So, but yeah, welcome. Thank you so much, Troy. I do appreciate you being here. AMSC, it looks like it's popping back off here off of those lows. Kava finally opened up and is doing something, but it's not in my favor. We're still up on the trade, sure, but it's boring ass trading volatility right now is not doing much at all, and it looks like it's to the red side. CLS not doing much either, as NVDA is still above its closing price on Wednesday. TME is not proving fruitful, but at least it's headed in the right direction. What are you watching, guys? I don't want to just talk about my trades all day, even though I could. COHR is looking very good here, guys. This was a good trend breakout, and I might wish that my initial plan of selling TME and taking COHR might be the actual trade. I want to do the math here. So 1.71% on a 3.5% average daily range, and with a dollar, if I sell TME where it's at and swap and switch on over, that might be a better trade, because TME is not acting how I want it to, and COHR might be a better trade. Oh, decisions. Oh, decisions, oh, decisions. I really like what it's doing here. I really do. I really think that's the breakout area, COHR. Did anybody else take COHR? I'm asking the Discord right now. And you guys are more than welcome to join the Discord. It's absolutely free. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. Dan Bob posted the TradingView app in there. This is TradingView. You guys are more than welcome to join TradingView. It's absolutely free. Just click on that link in the description. You can see TradingView is absolutely beautiful. We're sitting at 551.90 right now, guys. 551.90 for the S&P 500. That's very, very good for the overall market. Remember, the new all-time high is 552.92. That was in the pre-market. I think we can get back up there. And in the overall votes, we had 22% of you say Green Day. 55% of you said Green Day. Only 9% of you say Red Day. And we have an overwhelming amount of votes. 36% say you're just here for the big chin. Well, I appreciate that, and I will keep it on blast. Heck, this thing is so defined here in the center, it might start talking itself. It really might. I used to stick number 2 pencils in there and write my essays out, but SISI says Mo Wealth. SISI. Let's take a look at SISI. SISI, yeah, that's a nice little push right there. Beautiful. I really couldn't have taken this trade at all, just because, you know, the trend didn't have new higher lows, and we're not seeing too much volume on that breakout Mo Wealth, but hey, it is what it is. If you got a part of it, make sure you're taking profits. It's looking very, very good. Let's see. We're going to go run back through this. Oh, goodness. That's good stuff. Dan Bob Dan, how's the music? Not too loud, I hope. Subtly delicious in the background. Oh, Uncle Tesla is selling off this morning. You guys can't expect these things to go straight up. We're very extended from the 10-day moving average. We're going to see where this thing wants to land, but this might finally be the pullback that sets up another trend. I mean, I can't really ask for too much more. Maybe it comes back down and retests this trend breakout like it has done multiple times down here. Here's a breakout, that came back and retested. Here's another breakout that came back and retested. And then here is the final trend break before the rip tater chip on Tesla. Thank you, Troy. I appreciate that. Dan Bob's probably taking a nap. TGTX, it doesn't look like we're going to get that breakout today. Let's see. Take a look at Crowd, guys. So CrowdStrike is really bearing in on that. I really like the look of Crowd. I'm telling you, I keep looking at these trades that are bearing in on some of these spots. And I'm thinking, why am I holding TME? And it looks like S&P 500 just made a new run at 552.17. And I think about TME and I go, this thing is not working out with the overall market heading higher. Why is TME not heading higher? So I think I'm going to make the official decision to sell TME. It's hard for me to do it because I took this trade. I want to see to it. I want to see to the trade. But I'm telling you, I just feel like there's better trades like CrowdStrike. You know, CrowdStrike, Dell is setting up. Let's see, we have COHR, which I probably already missed the trade. It's still, yeah. If you guys took COHR, congratulations. I couldn't get into this because I'm still holding a shit stock like TME. It's not a shit stock, don't get me wrong. It's just not moving how I expected it to. But I love COHR. That initial break on NNE was very nice. It's still holding out very, very nice. Now, I would have already taken out half of my profits if I would have actually taken that. But like I said, guys, today, I'm in front of the market. I'm watching all these different trades, but I'm just here to manage. I'm managing AMSC. We're doing good. We're up $219 on that. Kava, we're down a cup of coffee. We're down $4.58 on that. CLS, we're up $290 now for the day. NVIDIA, we're up $438. TME, we're down 60 bucks. So I'm looking at TME and I'm going, hey, I'm holding 300 shares at $15. If I sell that, I can buy a better stock, right? But I also am in this trade for a reason. It broke out on the daily. I like the breakout. And I would like to hold on to this. So I'm having conflicting issues as a trend trader. I'm not seeing it work out as fast and as elegantly as I would like to. And then I look at other trend trades like COHR and I say, hey, I wanted in on this thing, but now I can't get in it because it's a little too late. You know, the breakout was at 74.23. I would have been comfortable taking it all the way up to 75. And now it's at 75.16, right? So my area, my range for that breakout is kind of past, guys. And sure, it could come back down, it could retest, and then maybe TME, maybe I get out then. But I want to hold on to my trades. I want to see through my trades because imagine getting into COHR and then it come down and it stops me out. So managing the trade is the best way to do these things. And guys, if you haven't already, make sure that you click that live button. I want to make sure that you guys are up to date on this. Make sure that you are live on this. So click that live button. It's right underneath this chin, right here. That live button somewhere in this area. Oh my gosh, man. Oh, I feel like that's going to be like an ongoing thing. What up, B Stewie? My boy B Stewie's in the house. He's got his setup. He's looking good, baby. He's got his Trader View up on his new laptop. Absolutely beautiful. Dude, B Stewie, I'm just so pumped that you have that. I really am. I'm pumped that you have that because it's been a long time coming, dude. You deserve it. You deserve it, and it's good to have awesome family members to help you out with that, to show you some love so that way you can get trading. So that's really, really good. Yeah, CLS is doing good, 59.24. What up? What up, big dog? Yeah, things are looking good. So let's go back and I want to keep a close eye on the S&P 500 because we want to get above or at least up to that new all-time high that was created from the volatility from the economic calendar. The economic calendar came out with non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. When that came out, we seen that volatility strike to the north side and hit 552.92, which was a beautiful new all-time high. We already went over the overall CME Fed tool and where we're sitting at for July. Even though we are having really good data, we're still having a rate stay for July. Okay, if it does come out different and we do cut rates in July, it's going to be a huge surprise for the overall market, as the September reading is going to show 71.8% likelihood of actually coming down that quarter of a rate basis point. Now, with the payroll coming out and the unemployment coming out as good data, we've seen this rip tater chip to 552.92 in the pre-market, making a new all-time high for the S&P 500, and now we are sitting at 552.23 in the open, and this is a really good sign because we are reaching newer highs with volatility, meaning the pre-market doesn't matter nearly as much as the actual open, okay? One thing I do want to point out is NVIDIA has a nice pullback here, a very nice pullback. Now, of course, you guys know I'm in NVIDIA, so why would I say nice pullback? Well, I don't want to see NVIDIA get too far up, too far fast. okay? Why do I say that? Because things that get stretched out like a rubber band get ripped right back down. So NVIDIA is having a pullback here, and that could be a very good sign for NVIDIA because we are a little stretched out here, okay? So it pulling back, maybe, and if and when, maybe we find some support at some point in time today. Remember, we've only been open for 15 minutes, guys. So with a pullback like this could be a very good sign for NVIDIA where it will find its price action down here. It will find some support, maybe somewhere right here at 126.39, I don't know. And then we start to head up higher. We know that the average volume weighted average price for previous previous day's trading, which was on Wednesday, is all the way down here at this 125 area. Now, 125 is not just a technical area, but it is a psychological area as well. So if NVIDIA wants to pull back here, find some support at that the VWAP area, I think that would be a better area to see if we actually hold support. If not, and this thing just wants to completely fail and flush down, it will stop me out at break even at 123.57. We've already made our money on this trade. We're going to see if it can have some continuation to the north side. Now, as I watch NVIDIA pull back, we can see AMSC is actually holding on to a lot of its gains here. So that's a really good sign. We're up about $294 on AMSC. This is a really good sign for this superconductor. Why? Because if the leader is pulling back in the market and your laggard is still holding up relatively well compared to the leader, that's a good sign, because then if the leader starts to turn around and the leader starts to head back up to the north side, what do you think is going to happen for the laggard? The laggard that held off so well is going to also head up much higher, much faster. Now, of course, AMSC, we have not taken any profits off of this. I'm actually using previous low of day of $24 as my stop loss, and I'm going to hold true to that. I'm actually going to put my stop loss in there right now, so that way I don't forget about it. We'll also, excuse me, we'll also be sure to change this to good till close, so that way it doesn't cancel on me for Monday. So replace, and we'll switch this from day till good till close, and we'll go ahead and send that out. So that way we don't have to worry about it now. Let's take a look at Kava. We can see Kava is pulling back. We are not up on Kava. We're actually down $156 today. My stop loss on Kava is going to be the break of this 10-day moving average, or pretty much previous day's close, 2 days ago, the close of that 2 days. So we're gonna hold off on Kava. I really like the way this goes. Senpai, what's going on, brother? Yahoo Finance just gave a bullish report on the S&P 500. Watch for news jumps. Yeah, you know what? When it comes to like Yahoo or any analysts that are out there, I just use my own analysis, because the thing is, it's good to have a biasy and to trade around that biasy, but it's also good to have an understanding both ways, right? I don't really go off of news. I don't go off of other analysts' expectations. I will react right to the price action. So if we look at this, and of course, I do appreciate you saying that, Senpai. I do appreciate you bringing the news to us, but I just want to elaborate a little bit more on that. So you can base your judgment off of other people's, off of mine, off of other analysis, but it's best to go off your own and to have multiple biases. So you could say, yes, the analysis say that we have a bullish expectancy, but what is their time frame? They're saying a bullish report on the S&P 500, but is that bullish report today? Is it for the week? Is it for next week? Is it for the year? That's the real question, Senpai. So they might have a bullish report, but we are extended from a 10-day moving average. So like Ryan was saying this morning, we both kind of agreed on this morning. He said that you could see it going both ways today. Because we're extended from a 10-day moving average, this thing could very healthily pull back down to that 10-day moving average. That would be a healthy sign, right? But with Yahoo's report, their financial report coming out saying it's bullish, that can still mean we are expected to move higher next week, okay? So you have to understand, any type of news, there is still a time frame that's accompanied by it. But welcome, Senpai. It's good to have you, brother. I don't know if you have already or not, but hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We are going to be doing a lot more live streams just like this. But if you're not already, we also have a Discord where we do our meetings, just like we are going to have our meeting on Sunday. That'll be live, but throughout the week, Monday through Thursday, we at 9 o'clock have a meeting. Woo! I timed that sneeze just right. Muted it before the sneeze, baby. We're getting better. All right. All right, let's take a look at the trades. I almost don't want to because I've seen the S&P 500, we're having a small pullback here. Let's see what's going on. The S&P 500, 551.72. And let me know what you guys are watching. I will be gladly to take a little peeky gander at whatever trades that you are watching because as you know, we always, excuse me, I'm just managing my trades here today, guys. So as you know, I'm more than happy to go over the analysis for you. We have a huge watch list here. We know that COHR had that beautiful breakout, and look, it pulled right back down. So now we're going to retest that breakout area. We're going to retest that breakout area and see what wants to come of it. TME, as we spoke, it was a little too soon, and good thing we did not exit out of that. TME looked like it rip tater chip right back up to my break-even area. That $15 area, though, is showing an area of resistance, so I don't really care for that too much. We're going to see if in due time it can break up above that. Dan Bob Dan says Datadog, DDOG. Let's take a look. DDOG, it's a slower mover at 2.7%, but I can see it had a nice trend break right here. You can see this. Let's take a little peek again here. A nice trend break about a week ago, and now it's broken up higher and trading sideways, and now it looks like it's trying to break above this base breakout. It's looking okay. Not something I would trade, but yeah, these trades are all kind of in relative. My watch is going to be CrowdStrike. I like CrowdStrike. This is my kind of play right here, guys. When we get a big push up higher and then it follows this 10-day, it's getting much tighter. It is also slower, have an average daily range of 2.9%. A little bit faster than your Datadog, but at the same time, a little bit cleaner. We're not extended from a 10-day moving average, but yeah, D-Dog is looking pretty good. It's holding new higher lows here. So if you're looking for like a longer term play, this might be one that you can put on your watch list. Yeah, Datadog. Looking good. Definitely not my type of trade though. If you're looking for a slower mover, CrowdStrike is still on my list. It looks like ASNS isn't doing much today. Take a look at Dell. It's okay, Dan Bob. I appreciate you chitter chatting. I can look at it right here. This is what I'm here for, baby. This is what I'm here for. You let me know what you're watching. I'm going to watch it for you. It's A-okay, baby. Let's go. I guess that SISI, Danny said Zach Morris just pumped and dumped the SISI. Pump and dumps, baby. They're still here and they are still real. It looks like Dell is creeping back down onto that 50-day moving average. Dell moves 4.7% for a big company. That is a very fast average daily range. That's nice to see as Dell creeps into that 50-day moving average. Well, we are here. We need to make sure I have all my stop losses in so that way I don't have to worry about much. CLS pulled right back down to my break-even area. We're going to see if CLS wants to hold above as NVIDIA looks like, look at that, guys. NVIDIA pulled right back down. I said 125 is going to be the psychological and technical area for an area of support. And sure as shit, we didn't even get down to 125. 125.64, it actually held that area and is now trying to push higher. On the 5-minute, we have this huge wick here, a big wick. Now, I don't know if this is going to hold or not, but this is a good sign for the 5-minute, on the 5-minute to get these type of wicks. It's showing that there is price support down here, and you can see we're heading back up. We're going to see, will it continue higher, or are we going to head down lower from this area? So let's take a look at the S&P 500. Yeah, baby. B. Stewie says he's watching ESI. And Ryan says SPY and Apple for him today. Yeah, the S&P 500. Hey, look at that. Just, you know what, Ryan? I think you're good luck. Actually, I didn't see ESI, or we can look at Apple, though. I didn't actually go through all the Fang Mang stocks like I said I was going to. So Apple, oh, look at that. Apple's pushing higher. That might be what's actually holding this market up right now, guys, as Apple moves higher. Let's take a look at the stock heat map. As you can see, Google and Meta. We need to take a look at the Fang Mang stocks here really quick, guys. Let's run through these. But yeah, Apple is looking very, very nice here. Making new all-time highs for Apple. New all-time highs for Apple. I need like an alert button. I guess I could just use this rip tater chip for the Apple for the live screen, but I need to have like a, you know, I'll get it. I'll get it down, boys. Actually, I do have a button, a thing for buttons here. Maybe we could do like this one every time we get one. I don't know, or maybe a wow. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Honestly, let me know what you guys think about that. Every time we get something like that, maybe I do a wow button, or is it too loud? You know, is it too annoying? Let me know. I want to make sure we obviously always progress. Senpai says, thank you so much for the advice. And yes, Yahoo is speaking long-term on the index. Perfect. Yeah, as long as you understand the time frame on that kind of stuff, it's very important to understand the time frame on things, guys. Everybody, we need to know what the time frame is. So awesome. Senpai, appreciate you. Appreciate you being here, brother. So Tesla. Excuse me. Tesla looks like it's trying to hold. It's trying to push back up. It's above its VWAP area. Microsoft, as we were just looking, breaking new all-time highs. Another rip tater chip for Microsoft. It looks like we are going to have another beautiful day for these tech stock, or for the technology stocks, as if we look at Netflix, oh, this thing looks like it's getting ready to break out as well. Netflix bearing in, trading at 686.39, another rip tater chip, baby. Netflix looking really good in this area. Let's take a look at Amazon, as Amazon, yes, making another new all-time high. Is it? Let me take a peek here. Yeah, $255 is the new all-time high, just barely squeaking above Tuesday's traded volume or traded price action, and it looks like it's trying to hold out and continue higher. So we are seeing a lot of big price action for these big stocks. And look at Google. Google, new all-time highs, 189.35. Guys, holy guacamole, let's go. We have some amazing price action, baby. This is what we want to see. This is what we're here for. We want to see this kind of price action right here. Rip tater chip to the north side. I don't know what is going on with my camera. Let's go. Let's go. We ain't got time for some blurry ass camera. That's better. All right. Next up is Meta. Look at this, guys. Meta is getting out of its murky waters. You guys were here with me when this thing just canceled. It just got culture canceled right here and headed up higher. But now we have this beautiful move higher on the overall market. Let's see, a little loud, but occasionally fun sound. Okay, cool, I like that. You've been subscribed for 2 weeks now, Senpai? Well, hey, I appreciate you, brother. That is nothing but love. I'm gonna shoot some love right here through the chat using that button. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. That's how we do it. A little loud, but can be fun. All right, as long as you guys are okay with it, I'm gonna keep on using it. But yeah, this is really good price action, guys. Meta looks really good. Apple's looking really good. Oh my gosh, look at this push on Apple, guys. 224.38. This thing is gone, baby. Let's go. That should mean the overall S&P 500 should be pushing higher, and sure enough, we're sitting at 552.48. The S&P 500 still heading to the north side. Now let's see, is NVIDIA holding? It's trying to get back above that anchor, or not anchored VWAP, but above its VWAP area. Let's go ahead and bring up TraderView. The heat map here is looking really nice. We're seeing mostly tech, and if you guys see a correlation, when you see tech move higher, the overall rest of the market does not hold off very good. It's only these big mega tech stocks that are heading higher. So it's pretty crazy, pretty crazy. Everything is looking really good though for the overall market. I would say when it comes to the S&P 500, your tech stocks are holding it up, as your overall, the rest of your stocks are just kind of holding off. It looks like our biggest hit is in this financial division. Now I came over here for what exactly? What did I come over here for? The S&P 500 trading at 552.46. Oh, that's what I wanted to see. NVIDIA's anchored VWAP. So if we pull an anchored VWAP from the lows, from the earnings, from the lows of the earnings, you can see that it's holding this area very nicely. What I want to see is if we pull off the daily where the anchored VWAP is from the high. And you can see, look at the support, guys. This is very important to understand why anchored VWAP is what it is. So if we pull anchored VWAP from the low, we can see we found support down here. And if we pull it from the high, you can see we are finding support right here as well. Where is it lining up with? The 10-day moving average. That's a beautiful sign, guys. That is a very, very beautiful sign. I want to make sure that's the 10-day. Yeah, that is the 10-day. So this is exactly what I'm seeing. We came right back down. I even called it out using just price action, that $125 area, not only psychological, but a technical area of support. You can see we've gotten support here once, or I'm sorry, it was resistance once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So when you break through an area of resistance, it comes back and it acts as an area of support. And that's exactly what we are seeing on this trade here. So this is absolutely beautiful. For NVIDIA, we're going to see if it wants to hold out now. We've seen this big soak on the 5-minute time frame. We're going to see if it wants to continue higher. So yes, we are getting a ton of beautiful, beautiful movement on those Fang Mang stocks. I almost just want to keep a closer eye on it. As the S&P 500 continues to head higher at 552.56, the QQQ is ripping to the north side, now trading at 493.82, making new all-time highs for the QQQs. The IWM, as the lagger that it is, just as we talked about, as those bigger stocks really continue much higher. Dan Bob Dan, please check your messages on the Discord for me if you would be so kind. That would be much appreciated. Let's see, you have a spot on your shirt. Oh wait, that's a spot on my screen. Yeah, yes, no, absolutely. I do the same thing actually. I was playing a video game a while back, and every time there was like a spot on my screen, and I would like move my character to like try and shoot whatever it was. I thought it was a character, but no, it was just my dirty ass screen. But guys, take a look at my screen really quick since we're talking about it. As the IWM heads lower here, make sure you click this live button. Watch this. When I click this live button, it brings me up to the current date and time. You want to make sure you click that live button, because if you don't, you're not going to get immediate reactions. You're not going to get the immediate time and the price. It's very important in this market to do that. And I'm going to refresh this page. Let's see where we're at right now. I want to make sure that you guys hit this like, hit this subscribe button. It's very important for me. We're up to 966 subscribers. The main goal is 1,000. We are very close to it. And then of course, vote on this poll. We're going to go over this poll right now, but first make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Now, when it comes to the poll, guys, the question is, will the S&P 500 end a green or red day today? Now, right now, we are obviously very green in this overall market, as we made new all-time highs in the pre-market, and we're heading back up to those new all-time highs right now as we speak. The question is, will we end green above 550.85 or red below that area? 60% of you, the overwhelming amount of you with 25 votes, say 60% of you say green day, that we are going, and I love their music too. I really do. Green Day is a great band, but 60% of you say Green Day. Only 8% of you say Red Day. Now that's what I love to be surrounded by, a group of positive people. A group of positive people, because I always say positive pays. And if we look at our Discord, let me just bring this up for you guys really quick. And I'm not knocking anybody that's saying red day, right? I'm not knocking, because you need red days in the market too. You need pullbacks in the market too. But I always like to bring up the fact that we have in our resource page plenty of really cool things to take a little peeky gander at. Now, here's the books that we all recommend. Dan Bob Dan made a beautiful collage right here for you guys. We always want to use Mark Minervini's beautiful trading, The Mental Game, which is your psychological part. We have William O'Neill's How to Make Money in Stocks, Stan Weinstein's Stage Analysis, and The Stock Market Wizards, which is a beautiful book about different types of traders trading. Okay, beautiful collage here. We have Trading View, which this is my link. You guys can see Bob Dan's already posted that in the comments. If you guys want to use TradingView like I do, you're more than welcome to use my affiliate link. You'll get $15 off if you decide to upgrade your plan. You don't have to upgrade your plan. You don't, it's absolutely free, but if you do and you use my affiliate link, we get a little kickback from it, and we always like to make money just like you do. And then here is what I wanted to show you guys, okay? This is why it pays to be positive, guys. I bring this up, and I will constantly bring this up on this channel, why it pays to be positive, because there's enough negativity out there. I know negativity sells. That's not what I'm here to do on this channel. I'm not here to sell negativity. I'm here to sell positivity, because I'm a positive person, and I like to spread that delicious taste of joy, okay? I don't know how much weirder I can make that, but I'm a very positive person. If we look at this chart, we'll see this is the bull and bear market since 1946, guys. This is almost 100 years of trading right here in front of your sweet, sweet eyes. Bull markets last about 5.6 years and gain 192%. As you can see, the bear markets only last about 32% and usually about 5 to 6 months, okay? Some only 3 months. So keep that in mind. What's up, Muley? Awesome Art is here, and we just had a alert for ENVX. Let's go ahead and bring up ENVX on our chart. ENVX, and we can see it is breaking out. Where's the volume? I don't know. So I am not going to trade this right now, but I am expecting this to have a bit of a pullback here. These aren't buy or sell recommendations. I'm just a big talking chin on looking at your technical analysis. You took PLTR in pre-market. We'll take a look at PLTR in just a second. But ENVX, the alert went off. I'm expecting this to pull back. If this thing can get some volume to start to head to the north side, I would like to see that rip tater chip to the north side. But of course, like I was telling you guys in the pre-market, that I would like to see this trade sideways, get tighter on the 10-day moving average before breaking out. Right now, we are starting to see a nice area form on the daily. If we can see this continue to form, that would be a great sign. Okay, let's take a look at PLTR. I know everybody loves PLTR. Everybody thinks it's a big favorite. And look at this, beautiful. You did take PLTR in pre-market. Now, why did you take it in pre-market? That's the question. Because I think if we look at it on an intraday time frame, sure, I'm seeing a trend breakout. Oh, you've seen the volume come in. You've seen a trend breakout right here on volume in the pre-market. I could see if that's the reason why you took it, but I need to know what your average price is, Awesome Art. And you know we are hard on you because we absolutely love you, and we want to make sure that you're getting the best bang for your buck. And of course, we want to make sure that you have a trading strategy. Now, this is a beautiful, oh, did you take the base breakout actually? Actually, that, nah. I mean, yeah, you could have played it as a base breakout as well. Oh, a cup and handle? I can see the cup and handle as well. There's multiple ways to take this. So I like your trading, but my question is, what's your stop loss? That's the real question, Awesome Art. What is your stop loss? Robert, what's up, Bob? Let's go, Robert. Good to see you, brother. It's good to see you. Hi, all, he says. Hi, brother. Much love. Sending much love your guys' way. I'm glad you guys can make it. I got an itchy nose today. Swervo says, I still think CORZ needs more time, but still my top watch. Let's go back to CORZ. Now, I ended up exiting out this trade after this big breakdown right here. Of course, it came right back up to my area. I didn't need to take the loss that I took on it. $461 loss on this trade. But you know what, guys? That's part of trading. You know, a lot of times I could get really angry about this and be just very stubborn about the fact that I took this type of loss. I'm not, though, because this is part of trading. I did not expect to have this type of breakdown. I also did not expect it to have this big of a rubber band trade back up. Now, I did not take it down here. I waited for the bounce. We got the bounce, and I exited most of my trade out here. So I only lost about 1.1% of my account, which is my average stop, okay? It's my average stop. Now, we're coming back up into this area that is expected to be resistance now. Why? Because if we look at the 5-minute, or if we look at the hourly, probably show a little bit more, we can see that this is shown as resistance before. It's also shown as support before. So now that we have broke down and we've came back up to that $10 area, I'm expecting this $10 area to act as resistance. Now, of course, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't ever know what's going to happen. I cannot bend the market. I cannot will the market to do what I want it to, but I am expecting this to be a short to come down much lower after that $10 area. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It looks like my screen is becoming a lot more red, and sure enough, if we look at the S&P 500, we are now pulling back down. So we're getting a little chopped this morning, guys. We've only been open for about 40 minutes in the S&P 500, and we're starting to get chop. So let's go back to PLTR. So Muley says if $25 is your stop loss. Okay, so you took it in the pre-market. So we'll say you took, so where is your average though? What is your average? 25.87. All right, we're gonna mark this out. We're gonna go over this. 25.87. So we're gonna go, you took it in the pre-market right here, and I'll mark this out in pink. So that way we know that this was our beautiful, awesome arts trade right here. And you're saying your stop loss is going to be below $25. So the question is it below 25? So like at 24.99, that's where your stop loss is? You know? So that would mean that your average range on it is going to be 3.5, which that is much lower than the average daily range. I like it. I like the trade. I like the trade. Muley, well done. I like the trade. I'm going to change this to pink, and I'm here rooting for you. So thank you for bringing this trade up. Of course, with the market pulling back the way it is and PLTR still holding up, that's a great sign for the overall market. But we're going to go, pink is going to be your trade right here, where you bought it in the pre-market, which you can't really argue with that. Of course, I much rather have taken it here at 26.13, which would have been a higher price, but that's my strategy. That's not yours, right? So I can see where you took it. So the pink is where you got in, the purple is where your stop loss is, and I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you, Muley. I would love to see this trade rip, tater chip, and keep heading to the north side for our beautiful, beautiful, amazing art. Let's see if we can keep this momentum headed to the north side, baby. All right. Let's take a little peeky gander at the S&P 500 because we know we're getting a little chop city here, at least on the hourly. We're getting it going up in the pre-market, down at market open, back on up just a few minutes ago, and then pulling back down. So where is all this volatility coming from? Well, we know that our bigger stocks are headed straight up to the north side. NVIDIA pulling back. Let's take a look at Tesla pulling back. Microsoft, now that it hit a new all-time high, is pulling back. Netflix ripped up and looked like it tried to make a new all-time high. It did not, but it came very, very close to previous, well, I call it all-time highs, but really it's the weekly highs. Then we also have Amazon, which broke out, make new all-time highs, and then pulled back down. Google broke all-time highs and is pulling back down. Meta broke above those murky waters, came close to all-time highs and pulled back down. And Apple made new all-time highs and is still holding out up there. So we're doing exactly what is expected, guys, right? If you're going to continue to rip and make new all-time highs, you should expect some pullback. And that's just what we're seeing in the overall market here. And we're also extended. We talked about this morning. Now, you can't really be afraid of this because we're still trading above previous day's close. So this is a really good sign. All right, guys. Let's take a little sip shawana and see what's going on. Muley, I'm proud of you. Good trade. Good trade. I didn't see it at first. I like it. I'd much rather you take the actual trend breakout, but you can't argue with that price action or that base. So I'm proud of you. I like seeing that. I like seeing it. I like seeing your growth. And I really hope that you hold on to for the bigger expected move. You know, that's really the question. Now that I'm seeing a lot of red, I want to take a look at my account and see where we're at on a percentage basis. Negative 2.67%. So right now we are having a red day today. Of course, that CORZ did not help this morning. So that's A-okay. You're going to have green days. You're going to have red days. This is a nicely sized red day for me so far. But again, it's still pretty early. Now, guys, remember, when we get these pullbacks in the market, I still have all my stop losses set. This doesn't bother me too much. It just shows, oh, did I stop out? Let's take a look. TME, no, I didn't stop out, but I need to put my stop loss in just in case. So right here, and we're gonna switch this to as long as your days that you lose are smaller, and maybe not days, but as long as your trades that you lose on are much smaller than the days that you are green on, then you are going to continue to profit. And I have been profitable for quite some time now, profitable trader, and it feels damn good to be one, so I have to trust in the process. Senpai says, yo, Dave, did you pull from TME? Actually, this is TME up right now. I have not pulled from TME, but it's very, very close to stopping me out. As I said before, that $15 area did show as a area to as resistance. So I'm trying to hold out. I'm trying to actually play the full play because it hurts me more to exit out of a trade that I have put on and watch it continue higher if I exit out earlier, right? So I'm gonna let this see and play to its true potential. Right now I'm down $115 total on this trade, which is only 1/3 of my, it's only 1/3 of my, my average stop loss. So usually I'm risking about $300. So right now I'm only down about 1/3 of that. So 0.35%, maybe a little bit higher, is what I am risking on this because I've already taken out some of those shares because I seen that resistance. I seen when the S&P 500 was heading up higher that it was not this morning. So I exited out in the pre-market. I exited out half of my share size. Okay, so that way when we did get this pullback, it wasn't hurting me nearly as much. So I am still holding on TME, but once it breaks this 1456, I'm going to be out completely, and I'll be looking to rinse and repeat. Let's find another trade with another process and see what is going to happen. Guys, while you're here, do me a quick favor. We only do this a few times during the show. Hit this live button. I want to make sure that you guys are up to date, that you are live. Make sure you hit that live button. Make sure you are caught up on the trade. And while you're here, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We're at 966 subscribers. Of course, we're trying to make this channel grow. Our first goal is almost met at 1,000 subscribers. And guys, the amazing thing about this channel is it's growing exponentially fast. The more that we have, the quicker it grows. The quicker it grows, the more traders that we find, the more traders we get in our Discord, which is absolutely awesome because we are surrounding ourselves with like-minded traders, swing traders that find the momentum potentials that we are also looking for ourselves. We put out a free watch list every single day. We go over, we have Discord meetings. I mean, the list goes on. We are constantly integrating ourselves with this overall market, and it's really nice to see. Now, we're up $225 on this AMSC trade. Of course, I'd like to see it go much, much higher. Kava, we're down about $111 on this trade. CLS, this thing has been playing games with my heart lately. We're down about $45, so not much. We're up about $334 on NVIDIA, and TME, we're down about $117. So for the day, we're about break even in total, but we are definitely down. So we'll see what the overall market wants to give us, as the overall S&P 500 is still trading above its closing price on Wednesday. So we had the 4th of July off, and now this is our final day of the week, which is looking really, really good. I think we're gonna close out on this poll very soon, guys. So if you haven't already, make sure that you finish up. Predator says, shoot, I almost forgot the market was open today. Oh man, are you just rolling out of bed, Predator? Good morning, good morning. It's good to see you, brother. Let's see. You know what would be good to do, actually, guys, while we're here? Mo Wealth actually just brought this up, but I wanna go over, I have a sector ETF here, and we can go over this really quick to get a better understanding. So we've already gone over the S&P 500. We're still above the closing prices, but still extended a bit on the overall market. Here's Bitcoin, huge pullback. We got some news that came in. Yeah, of course, yeah. Analysts are gonna come out. They got plenty to say about Bitcoin and stuff now that it's failing. XLB, so this is going to be your mutual funds. You can see we got a pullback in the mutual funds here. Not looking the best For mutual funds, this is XLK, so this is technology. You can see technology is still the leader. You can see technology has reached a new all-time high in the technology ETF. And why are we looking at these ETFs? Because if you guys look at the ETFs, you can find where the strength is. Okay, so let's say the market pulls back, but we're seeing relative strength in technology. We know technology is stronger, okay? Let's take a look at energy. So as the market pulls back, or as, we shouldn't say pulls back, let's look at it at a daily perspective, right? As the market is still heading higher and has made new all-time highs, XLE is pulling back, okay? So we can see that XLE is more weak. It's below a 50-day moving average. XOP, this is your gas and exploration, is still fighting this trend line below a declining 50-day moving average. XLC, this is communication services. What are you seeing here? You are seeing that communication services is doing very well. So we know that technology and we know that communication services is relatively strong sectors compared to the rest of the sectors, okay? Now let's take a look at utilities. We called utilities out when we were down here making new higher lows here as it broke out above its 200-day moving average and it continued higher. Now, look at this. The strength in utilities is starting to fail. We're below a 50-day moving average. The 50-day moving average is still trending to the north side, so we might get a bounce here and head back higher. But the question is, will it? Will utilities hold out here? Are we going to continue to trend to the sell side? But regardless, as a strong sector, it's not nearly as strong as the rest of the market. Predator, you drinking coffee? I don't think you drink any coffee, do you? I don't think you drink any coffee. Dan, Bob, Dan, make sure you're live. All right, XLP is going to be, let's see, XLP. XLP is your consumer staples. Consumer staples is below the 50-day moving average. You can see it's not the hottest, but if we zoom out here, you can see if we can get above this area, which we did for a short period of time, but we didn't break out, but we also did not break back down. Consumer staples might find itself in the area. Let's see, Mo Well says, I wish I had added PLT position on the 1 hour move. Yeah, it was a nice. Okay, thanks, Dan Bob. I just want to make sure that you're live, brother. Looks like you're coming in things a little behind, but I also need to go back to our Discord really quick and check our chat. Let's see here. Gold Daily CDE on watch. Danny, okay. We do need to take a look at CDE. We'll look at that in just a minute. I want to get through this, guys. Look at the healthcare fund. The healthcare, now I was pointing out, we had a beautiful uptrend here and it broke down, okay? It did not break out of this trend. So healthcare might actually get a nice pullback here because it was a very strong sector, but now we're starting to see some weakness as it breaks below that 50-day moving average. And if we want to redo our trend line here, which it's always okay to do, but if we redo our trend line here, let's just go ahead and draw it out like this. We come off these lows, this is going to be the area to hold, okay? It might be able to hold here and head back up higher and continue to be a leader in the sectors. It also is bearing right in on this area of support. Why was it support? Because it used to be resistance, and now that it's above it, that resistance is now acting as support. Moel says, anyway, stop loss now at 1R for half and what is that? Retest and rest at break even. On what trade? On PLTR? Mo Wealth, are you fear of missing out trading in PLTR? I sure hope that you're not, brother. I don't want you over trading and playing bullshit trades now. You know where the trade was. You know where you should have been in. I don't want you getting into something that that you should have already been in, right? This is your investment trust mutuals. We don't need to take a look at that. Consumer discretionary. So is consumer discretionary doing well? Look at this, guys. It's well above all of its moving averages. It's making new higher lows, and it's breaking out extended on the 10-day moving average. You can see that consumer discretionary. So now we know that technology, we know that communications, and consumer discretionary is hot sectors right now, okay? we need to keep this in mind. You need to understand what the hot sectors are. If you know what the hot sectors are, you can play your trades accordingly. If you're in the hot sectors, if you're in higher ADR percentages, then you're going to be better off in the market. If you're in the relatively strong stocks, the hot sectors, and in something that's trading higher ADR percentage, then you are going to be in the best stocks that you possibly can be in, right? That's the very first thing you need to learn as a trader. You want to be in the best stocks that you possibly could be in because you're increasing your odds to win, right? Why choose a team that has a losing streak when you can choose a team that is generally winning, right? If you choose the right team that is generally winning, that team is most likely going to win. And it's not like football where you're going to get shit on for changing your team, right? You're not, if you're rooting for the Cowboys one day and then they lose and then Green Bay Packers win 10 games in a row and Cowboys are losing, then you want to be a Green Bay fan. You can do that. You can do that here and nobody's going to give you shit, right? So right now, I'm a big fan of technology, communication, and consumer discretionary. Why? Because they are winning. And guess what? When they start losing, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to choose a different team, and ain't nobody going to shit on me because even if they do, guess what? My P&L is going up, and yours is not. All right? It's that simple. Okay? We're all here to make money. Then it turns into making the right process, making the right decisions. Okay? So make sure that you guys are choosing the right teams or choosing the right sectors. XRT, this is your investment mutual trust fund. Why do I have so many of those? XLF, so this is your financials, guys. We're making new higher lows, and you guys can see as well, I'll just get rid of these. You guys can see as well when we make these new higher lows, we're also forming a trend line. So as we looked on the heat map, which we'll look again, you can see the financials are red. It's a sea of red here as technology and communication services, technology services, all of that is much, much greener. So if you're not in these bigger cap stocks, these big boats, the Fang Mang, the 7, then you're probably losing money today, okay? Because you got your big boats, they're all making money, while all of your smaller cap or your mid cap stocks are starting to head lower. Financial is looking like it's taking the biggest hit. But if we look at the overall financials on a daily time frame, you can see that it's still trending to the north side. It's still holding this 50-day moving average, so it's still looking good. So we don't really need to discern ourselves with the financial sector as nearly as much. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, Dan, Bob, Dan, you're the greatest moderator alive, brother. Thank you so much. So let's run through the trades here. We're still up $111 on AMSC. We're going to see if it wants to continue to hold. Kava looked like it had a big pullback. It's pulling back up to my break-even area, but we're still down about $169 on Kava. We'll see how that wants to trade by the end of the day. CLS now breaking below my break-even area. We're going to see. We still got a long way to go, guys. It's still only 10:30. The market's only been open for an hour. Personally, I like to see the market pull back in the morning, find support, and head higher by the end of the day. So this is a good sign in generals, okay, in the general scope of things for it to continue higher. So let's see if this can continue higher. I would love for it to, obviously, because I have plays in it. Plus I have a biasy because I'm trading to the north side. I'm always paid to be positive, right? So NVIDIA, also that huge wick is still holding off that $125 area we talked about. Well, let's see if it wants to continue to hold and continue to head higher as TME is still above that trend breakout area. This is nice to see. It's come back down now. It's retest its trend breakout area. We're going to see if it wants to head higher very, very soon. All right. Let's go back and take a little peeky gander at the S&P 500. It looks like we are starting to head back up here at 552.08. That's a good sign. I wonder if the IWM's ever going to turn around. This looks horrible. Looks horrible, guys. I don't like the IWM. The way it looks like this. Just trading below that 50-day moving average. No real breath in the market. Let's take a look at the RSB. this is where I see breadth, and we can see breadth is starting to break down now. This isn't good. If the breadth in the market doesn't really turn around, we're only going to see the bigger cap stocks move up. And you know, we make the majority of our money in small and mid caps because those are the faster movers. So we want to see the RSP, we want to see the breadth in the market, and the IWM start to head higher. If we look at the equally weighted QQQ, so QQEW, this is equally weighted QQQs, we can see we're bearing in right now on the overall breakout. This might be a beautiful sign for this. Now, this is, wow, yeah, I really like the look of this. So this is technology. So XL, I'll have to go back here. Hang on, I forgot what technology is. XLK, that's it, XLK. So you can see XLK rip into the north side, but if we equally weight this with QQ equally weighted, you can see it is also showing that it is a very good sign. So if we equally weight this XLK, it's not just NVIDIA, it's not just Apple, it's not just AMD that's bringing this up higher. You can see that there is much more to it. There is many, many more stocks in the smaller caps, not just the larger caps, that are trying to break this thing out on the QQ equally weighted QQQs, all right? Nice trend up to the north side. It's getting really tight now on this 10-day moving average, so this thing might break out to the north side. Let's see, B. Stewie says watching DYN. Let's take a look at DYN. DYN is holding this uptrend, riding this 21-day moving average, looking really, really good here, guys, with an RS rating of 99%, and it moves 4.86% every day. This average daily range is absolutely stupendous. So DYN is definitely on the watch list. Let's see if it wants to hold out here. Let's take a look at the hourly though. If we zoom out here, I can just draw this trend line all the way from back here. It's an ascending trend line off this base here. Look at how nice that holds. And now it's coming right back down on this daily to retest this 21-day moving average, okay? So multiple times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is the 7th time it came to this 21-day moving average. And you can see when it sells off, it's selling off on much less volume. So that's a really good sign for DYN. We're gonna see if this actually wants to play out. Now I've played DYN on its last trend breakout to the north side, and we took off half of our shares here as it came back down and stopped me out for break even on the last half. So we made some money on this, but we did not make money on the continuation. We only made money from here to here. That's my swing trade strategy right there. Taking off at 5 or 6R on DYN and then moving my stop loss up from the low of the day to break even. Then when it came back down to that break even area, we exited out of that trade. Why? Because I'm not seeing the continuation yet. So now DYN is coming back down to that 21-day moving average. It's holding new higher lows. And check this out, guys. If this breaks this area to the north side, I want to be alerted so that way I know that I can take this trade. Okay, so this is my trade idea. They are not yours. These are not buy or sell recommendations, but this is how I trade. This is my process. This is exactly what we do. So yes, beautiful, beautiful IB, Stewie. Thank you so much for bringing that up. And we'll also take a look at Chewy. I hope Chewy is looking just as nice. Now, Chewy is not holding any moving averages, unfortunately, as it did break that 10 and 21-day moving average. Of course, with the outlook on it with Roaring Kitty taking a little peeky gander at this and taking a stake in this trade, we're going to see if Chewy wants to actually set up for us. Will it show a base or a trend breakout over time? That's a really good question. We'll see. We'll see if that's what's going to happen. But for me personally, I don't know. It's not setting up for me right now, so I could give a shit less about Chewy. But I have to say, DYN is going to be on my top watch list because I really like DYN. I really like the look of it here. So very good call out on DYN. So yeah, DYN is definitely, and we'll just run through my watch list to see what's actually holding up. So DYN is definitely going to be on my top watch. Tesla is pulling back today. It's looking good though. Let me bring up the hourly as well so you guys can see what this looks like on the hourly. So TGTX, if you guys weren't aware of this therapeutics, it's bearing in on a base breakout A little extended, like I was telling you in the pre-market. I'd like to see this trade sideways for 2 more days, get really tight, have 2 inside days, let the 10-day moving average catch up, and then rip, tater chip to the north side. That's what we want to see on these trades. We want to see them rip, but we want to see them get tight before they rip, okay? Now CRWD, this is what I mean by getting tight and having inside days. 1 more inside day, and I think this thing's going to explode to the north side. It's a little bit of a slower mover than what we like to see, but it's still looking good. ASNS, this is kind of a very speculative stock as it moves 21.2%. It's a make or break, rip your damn face off kind of mover. So you need to be very, very careful when you're watching this kind of stock. We also have Dell. So Dell, I like the way it's setting up here on the daily. You have this huge move up and it's holding this 50-day moving average, which 50-day moving average and the 21-day moving average is my key holds for institutional ownership buying this thing up. And you can see we are starting to get a big push up on volume, and then we're getting volume price contraction, VPC, okay, right here as the volume starts to head lower as we head lower, meaning we're holding a price, but the selling is much less than the buying. So if we can break out here on volume and have a pretty little trend break, let's say above 143, that is going to be my area to watch. So we'll see if Dell wants to hold out here. If it starts to break this 50-day moving average, we might see an undercut and rally, but I really feel like this was the undercut and rally right here on this day on 7/1, so on the 1st of the month. We see this big undercut and then it rallies back up. This thing moves 4.7%, so this is a good stock. Let's take a look on TraderView and see what Dell looks like as the RS rating is actually 98%. So it meets all of our criteria. I do really like Dell, so make sure you put that on your watch list. CORZ still holding out at that $10 area. Like I said, I'm expecting to see some resistance here. I'm willing to take this trade again, but I'm not willing to go full size in this, nor am I willing to hold over the weekend with it actually following Bitcoin the way it did. So not that it is a miner, Danny, if you're listening. It is a data processor, okay? Next up is CLS. Now I'm in CLS. I want to see it hold this trend line though. I want to see continuation on this. I definitely don't want to see it break this trend line because then it will inherit my risk of that $57. If it breaks 57, I will exit this trade in full. We have FLYE, which we would like to see tighten up and get some volatility. The issue with this breakout area that we've seen here a couple days past was there was just no volume to back it up. And you know that I love to see volume when we're taking these base breakout trades. Now, of course, just as we called it, if we take a look at ENVX, we talked about this 1550 area being an area of resistance as it came back up into it. We also talked about on the daily how it's extended from the 10-day moving average. That's why we use these indicators as guides, okay? It broke up, it came up to this 1567, and it pulled back down. This is why we talked about this, because we want to be absolutely sure that when it does break out, it does it on volume. All right, guys. We also have Kava, big pullback here. Looks like it's going to end up stopping me out very soon, which is A-okay. That's exactly what we have these stop losses in, but it may turn around very, very soon here. We'll see. But today is definitely a red day for me in the overall market since we're not getting too much action overall. Let's see, COHR. We can see that COHR had a beautiful breakout here through that north side and then had a nice pullback. It's still holding this trend line going to the upside, but this is a good indicator of why we love to see volume backing this up, because if you would have taken this, you would have stopped out at 73.81. That's why we want to see more volume. Unfortunately, I didn't take this trade, or fortunately, I didn't take this trade. I wanted to sell out of TME. Let's take a look at TME and see where it's at. It also pushed up and pulled back as well. So we're seeing a lot of things look very similar in the market today. So hey, this is a day where I'm going to go mow lawn, relax, let the market work itself out, and I'll come back during power hour to see where the trades actually sit. So this morning, a nice move in the overall market. Not going to lie, we are still above its closing price in the overall market. But when it comes to these small and mid cap stocks, you can see we're not getting a ton of action. But I will say this, if you are in PLTR, Muley, or anybody else that took PLTR, congratulations to you, because we are headed to the north side at 27.09. Actually, beautiful, beautiful price action here on volume as well. So congratulations to anybody holding PLTR, anybody holding AAPL, congratulations to you, making new all-time highs. We also have Meta finally getting out of that murky water, heading up to the north side, looking very, very good, close to a brand new all-time high very, very soon here. That is very nice to see. Yeah, stop loss now at 2R. That's what I like to see, Mo. Well, you keep on trailing that stop loss and you're going to keep on making that money, baby. That's absolutely beautiful to see. Let's take a look at old Uncle Tesla, as Uncle Tesla is still holding out above its closing price as well. So that's beautiful to see. Let's see, what other Fang Mang stocks did I miss out on? Netflix. So Netflix, we talked about it being very close to the new all-time highs, and sure as shit, we made new all-time highs. Now, of course, we have a little bit higher to go. When we say new all-time highs, we're talking about for this year and last year. So since 2021, we are making new all-time highs. It's not the all-time highs for the stock itself, but we are making new all-time highs for the past 3 years. So Netflix looking good. AMZN also right there at those all-time highs. Beautiful play in previous pre-market, but if we don't count the pre-market, we just barely made new all-time highs. That $200 area is acting as resistance. We're going to see if it wants to break out through this, but we are a little extended on AMZN. Also, Google just pushing to the north side. Absolutely beautiful, and congratulations to anybody else who is also holding Google. So Apple, Meta, Google, Tesla, all your big chin stocks are heading to the north side, and that's what we love to see on the show, green, 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 baby. But unfortunately, the stocks that I am in, the small and mid-cap stocks, the ones that do like to move faster and harder, they're not moving up to the north side, so I'm going to take a small loss as of right now. But the great thing is, we are only 2 hours now, 9:30, no, an hour and 10 minutes into the trading day. So I like to see a pullback in the market in the morning, and then we see things turn around closer towards power hour as things start to shape up. So we'll see if that's what we're going to get. The overall market, you can see there is quite a bit of red in the financial, the producer manufacturing, the consumer services, the energy. But when it comes to your big mega cap stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Google, Meta, AMD, and LLY, they are rip, tater chip to the north side. So if you have any of these, make sure that you stay tuned, because we are going to constantly follow these beautiful trades. Now, guys, if you like this heat map or you like any of these trading platforms, you're more than welcome to click the link in the description or it's in the comment section. Just make sure you use my link for this trader view. This is absolutely awesome trading platform, and it's also my charting platform. I don't have a brokerage yet. We are working on getting a sponsor for the broker itself, which you can link your broker in down here, right down here for the trading panel. They also have plenty of different brokers that you can use. No broker, not yet, but I am looking for a sponsorship for a broker, so that way I can recommend one of those. But I definitely recommend using this trading platform. It's absolutely awesome. Trading and charting platform. So use my link, you'll get $15 off if you decide to upgrade your plan. It's absolutely free. We don't offer anything that you need to pay for here, but if you do upgrade, I get a little kickback from it, and it's nice to have a little padded pocket, so make sure you use that. So things are looking really good for Google, Rip Tater Trippin', and Dan Dan, the greatest moderator alive, just posted that Trader View affiliate link. If you guys are ready and willing to upgrade your experience, please click that link. It's absolutely free. And thank you very much. The S&P 500 still holding out below. Oh my gosh, look at that rip. Guys, this thing is just chopping around this morning. Let's look at the 5-minute. You guys can see it just up, down, up, down, up, down. It's not a bad sight. I mean, I'd much rather to see the market trade sideways than just to go straight up, okay? Because if we go straight up in the overall market, it's a rubber band effect, and we're gonna come straight back down, okay? We don't wanna see that. We don't wanna see that. We wanna see gradual pushing to the north side, just gradually pushing. So this chop effect, I'm okay with. I don't invite it, but it's okay. I much rather see a little bit slower movement. You can see we had much more volatility the past 2 days than we do currently, but this is okay. I accept it. Yeah, the setup video for TraderView. Thanks, Dan Bob. I appreciate you bringing that up. We also have a setup video. So if you guys want to know how I set up my TraderView in the charts, we also have that in the Swing Trader School in my YouTube. You just click on the YouTube page and it'll be the first thing that pops up. We have the trend base, the base breakout strategies, the episodic pivots are 3 main setups on how to trade, and then of course how you can set your charting up like this. So when you look at NVIDIA, you can see we look at, here's the trend break, here's the trend breakout right here, but our question is, well, how fast does this stock move? Well, we have right here at the top right, the ADR percentage, and it's above 4%. If it's above 4%, I'm willing to get my grubby paws on it so that way I can retire early, making the most of my money on a faster moving stock. We also look at the RS rating. If you don't know what that is the relative strength rating. The relative strength rating means it is relatively strong compared to your S&P 500. We want to be in the stronger, faster moving stocks. Why? Because if the market pulls back, these relatively strong stocks are going to hold up better in this market as it pulls back than any other stocks, okay? And of course, in our Discord, we also post the best relatively strong stocks to come out in the market so that way we can sift through them as a team and bring what is the best stocks to watch. Now, while we are here, I want you guys to do me a favor. Make sure you click this live button. This live button is very important, especially because we're talking about market data. You want to make sure that you are caught up on the market as soon as you can. So click this live button. It's right underneath this here. Click the live button. And then of course, hit that like button and that subscribe button. Guys, we're up to 22 likes. I couldn't ask for more. We have 28 of you that have voted. 28 have voted. Why don't we go ahead and go over this really quick? Just hit that like and subscribe button, guys, and we're going to go over the votes right now, guys. So we have an enormous amount of you. So 57% of you say we are going to have a green day. A green day, meaning we need to close above 550.85, the previous day's close, in order to have a green day. And currently right now in the S&P 500, if we bring that up, you can see we are much higher above than that 550.80. Okay, we're at 552.57. That is a beautiful sign for the overall market. Now, 14% of you said we were going to have a red day today. Okay, and we still could, guys. It's still early. Don't get me wrong. We are still a little extended on that 10-day moving average, so we still could get a red day, but a green day is looking like it is going to happen so far anyway. And then 29% of you voted. 29% of you just said that you're just here for the big chin. Hey, come on now. I'm about to get the baby oil out. Turn on some funky slow jazz music. A finger just fits right in between those cheeks. You know what I mean? You see it? Yep. That butt chin. The butt chin's back, baby. I think we're working on an emblem. Dan, Bob, Dan, the greatest moderator alive, is working on an emblem. Maybe in that emblem we put the butt chin in there. A butt chin with I don't know, like a number 2 pencil in between it or something. I don't know, man. Anyway, check out my butt chin OnlyFans. We're getting rich on the butt chin OnlyFans, guys. We hold carrots and broccoli and everything in between there. But anyway, up next, guys, we have the S&P 500 back up there towards its all-time highs for the day. But remember, in pre-market, with the data that come out on the economic calendar, we had the non-farm payrolls and the unemployment data came out showing very fruitful for the S&P 500, reaching up and grabbing these new all-time highs at 552.92. It's a beautiful sign for that overall market. Now, in the actual trading day at the open, we sold off, we popped back up, we sold off, we popped back up. The market is in an area of price discovery right now. Are we going to head higher or are we going to head lower? The great thing about the overall market is even if we traded sideways from here, being extended from the 10-day moving average, like we did for about a week back here from 621 all the way to 7.2, it was a really good sign because it held the 10-day moving average. So will the S&P continue to trade sideways in this area? That would be a good sign because we're still up. We're still green, baby, and that's what we like to see, because it doesn't matter what kind of investment vehicle you have, whether it is you're doing like I do, where you trade. I'll just show you. We have a little side account for this YouTube here. Okay, I'll just show you the VOO. Let me blow this up, guys. So even if you're not into swing trading or day trading and you're more into the long-term investment, that's what we do here. Now, DYN just went off, so we'll have to come back to this. DYN just popped off. I'm going to reset my alert. I'm not ready to take this just yet. We'll reset the alert. DYN, I don't know why the alert just went off. Let me just bring this back up here. Yeah, I'm going to set this to the high of the day. I'm going to wait for this kind of breakout here. But I like the bounce off the 21-day moving average, and it looks like we are starting to get... Nope, no volume. No volume just yet. We can see we got some volume here pushing up through the VWAP area, but we're going to see if it wants to break out higher here. And I tell you, TYME, I'm going to wish I got out of this so I can get into one of those trades. But hey, the day is still early. We are going to wait and see. I want to go back to what we were saying about the long-term investing, guys. I think it's very important that we talk about long-term investing on this channel from time to time. So my wife came up to me, and I thought this was just so funny. So guys, if my wife ever comes up to me ever again and hands me money and says, invest this for me, we need to immediately exit the market, okay? If she has a chunk of money and she hands me money, we need to exit the market immediately, and I'll show you why. This is the day that she came to me and she said, hey, I have $7 grand, I want you to invest, all right? So I decided we'll do this on the channel. We'll just do this on the channel instead of giving it to my financial advisor. We'll put the $7 grand into this trading account so that way you can see how I invest, okay? So when she handed me this, I did part of this live, part of this was off the show. But as the market broke the 21-day moving average, and if you guys are not aware of it already, I use the 21-day moving average as my area of hands in or hands off, or risk on or risk off, okay? So when we broke the 21-day moving average, I wanted to wait to see how the market shaped up. So she handed me $7 grand on this day and said, hey, I don't know what to do with this money. Go ahead and invest it. So I said, well, I'm going to use it as like a YouTube investment portfolio so we can watch and so people can understand how I get into the market for a long-term investment strategy. So as this started to pull back, we got in a piece here. As it pulled back further, we got in a piece here, and I only buy below the 21-day moving average on a long-term investment. I only buy swing trades on momentum breakouts on a short term or a swing trade above the 21-day moving average. So if we're below the 21-day moving average, I'm buying up long-term trades. Above a 21-day moving average, I am buying short-term swing trades, okay? So as we broke down, I bought in shares here at 471, shares here at 469. I bought in a few shares down here at 462, a few shares here when we broke above the 21-day moving average here at 468, and then I held on to the last 10 more shares right here when we broke new all-time highs. And I said, okay, well, I was expecting this to come back down, kind of chop around sideways, but I did not get in. So instead of buying more extended, once we broke those new all-time highs, I said, okay, I got to get fully invested, and I bought the last 10 shares right here. Now, as you guys can see, because I have not touched this, and this is in a long-term investment trading style strategy, we're up about $485 on this, okay, or $15 for the day. We have 16 shares, we have 16 shares at $477.36. That is a very, very good average price for the overall VOO or VTI. So we also hold 18 shares at $243 on the VTI, and we're up $490. So in the short term that I have been investing in the overall S&P 500, because I say it pays to be positive, so I keep telling you guys on these pullbacks why I am investing, because I think in the longer term, the overall market's gonna continue higher. I put my money where my mouth is. I don't just talk shit here, guys. I am a real trader doing real-time investments and swing trading. I put it all on the line, and there is zero fluff. So if you can get behind that, and you're not seeing a Lambo behind me, no, because I budget my money, because I live like a real person. I'm not living in debt. The house is paid off. I don't have car payments. I don't have credit cards, because I do like to budget, because I do like to not just survive, but to flip and thrive, people, okay? And if you can get behind that, you need to hit the like and hit that subscribe button, guys, because that's what we're here for. We're here for long-term, proper living, not this guru bullshit where you go blow all your money on a Lambo just to look flashy in front of a group of friends, okay? That's not me. You'll never see me in a Lambo even when I have multi-millions. When I have multi-millions of dollars, not just $1 million or $2 million, but when I have multi-millions, I'm not gonna go spend it on a stupid Lambo. That Lambo could be invested for a vehicle of wealth for my children. Why the hell would I spend it on a Lambo? You know what I mean? You know what the coolest flex I think is when it comes to when you have money is hiring a driver, okay? Hiring a driver to drive you around. Guess what? You don't have vehicle expenses. You don't have to fill up your tank anymore. And you don't have to drive the damn car. You can sit there in the car safely and trade. Not while you're driving. You can sit in the back and then he can open up the door for you and you can go out and you can go grocery shopping or get your lunch or whatever the hell you want to. Bring a carrot to the next live so I can stick it in between that butt chin of mine. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna do butt chin Kegels. That's bad. That's bad. The S&P 500 is now trading at 552.56. It's up here a little extended from the 10-day moving average, but we like to see it pushing. Rip, rip, tater chip, baby. As you know, the overall market is doing very, very well, reaching new all-time highs here in the S&P 500. We love to see that. Now, what we also like to see is your Fang Mang stocks are what's holding this bad baby up. Now, we would like to see breadth in the market, of course. Your VIX volatility index, since we haven't checked in a while, still at a new all-time low. This is your fear gauge, people. We don't want to see fear in the market like we've seen when we had those Middle Eastern tensions up here. We can see a huge pullback here, a little pop, and another huge pullback. So it's much, much lower. We're not getting a lot of fear in the market, which is a good sign for the overall market, as the NASDAQ 100 index reached a new all-time high as well today. So we are continuing to push up higher. There's a lot of love in the market, but what I don't like to see is the equally weighted still continuing lower, meaning we're not seeing a lot of love throughout all of the market, only one section. And what is that section? That is the big mega cap stocks. As Nvidia is still holding up there above the 10-day moving average, trading at 126.52. Look at Uncle Tesla. It had a nice pullback this morning and then started rip tater chipping back up to the north side. We're trading at 249.16. That's a beautiful sign if you are a Tesla holder at this point in time. We're still above its closing area for the end of Wednesday. Microsoft, huge break of those new all-time highs. And then what did it do? Pulling back now. It's coming back down to retest that VWAP area. And Netflix, holy crap. We talked about this, guys. We talked about this breakout, and sure as shit, Netflix making new all-time highs here at $695.33. This is beautiful. And Muley, you said you don't like those mid caps. You don't like those small cap stocks for what they are worth. And this is why we look at these bigger caps, your Teslas, your Microsofts, your Netflix, your Amazons, your Googles, your Metas. Look at what is going on. If you can find a base or a trend breakout in any of these, it's a great way to make money. You can make money in these vehicles. You just have to have a good amount of money to make money in a lot of these because they are very costly. At $224, Apple is sitting right now. You would need a nice chunk of money to see your money move because it's a slower mover. The average daily range is only 2.6%. So you need to buy a lot in order to make a lot. But that's a-okay. If you got the capital, this is what your big guys do. If you're under $1 million or under 15 million really in an account, you are going to want to play more faster moving stocks. These slower ADRs of 2.2% aren't going to make your account. You're not going to make hundreds of percents in your account playing these bigger cap stocks. But if you're not worried about that and you're just worried about making 20 to 60 to 50% a year, you can play these. But if you're looking to make the big money, you want to be in something like AMSC. Not telling you to buy it right now. I'm just saying it's a faster mover, 6.8%. This thing is absolutely beautiful. So we got a good thing going for us, guys. And Dan Bob, you're killing me with this carrot thing, dude. The energy drink is gone. I'm awake. Things are looking good. And we got 11 of you still, 14 of you, my bad, still watching, do me a favor, guys. If you haven't already, make sure you are live. I want to make sure that you are live. The live button is right here. Click this live button. It'll bring you up to date. You can see this Elvis Presley looking hair, this silver line. There's some silver lining in this hair. We'll call it wisdom breaking through, okay? Make sure you vote on this. We have Green Day, 59%, 14% of you say Red Day, 28% of you are just here for the chin. That's A-okay. So make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button, guys. We're very close to approaching that 1,000 subscriber area. Hello, beautiful. The wife's sneaking in. It's good to see you. Yeah, we're really approaching in on that area. ENVX, look at this, guys. Here we go. ENVX is starting to break out of that area we were just talking about, now reaching 1584. That is a really good sign. I think the wife's getting ready to go swimming. I might have to join her. Very nice warm day out. We are at, oh, no, it's not. I lied. We're at 77 degrees out here in Monroe. So, woo, we don't, I'm not going swimming, that's for sure, but it is warm in here. Maybe I open up some of the windows, but absolutely beautiful day out though, regardless. It might be a good day for a little fun out in the sun, and you get to wear whatever the hell you want, but you don't have to worry about getting too hot. So let's go over my trades really quick. We're up about $42 in AMSC, but still pulling back. Kava, big loss on Kava today, not looking good. And same with CLS. We're getting a nice pullback in the trades that I have traded. We're still up about $306 on NVIDIA, so that's a great sign. TME doesn't want to stop me out just yet, but it's lingering around like some bad breath here. We're going to see if it wants to turn around for me. Regardless, though, if we look at the overall heat map, guys, you can see here, the area to be in was the mega cap stocks. You wanted to be in those mega cap stocks because they are rip, tater chip to the north side. You know you'll love to see it, and I like to see it as well. We're going to see if it wants to continue much higher as the S&P 500 is trading at $552.19. We're going to see if it wants to continue to do its thing. Guys, I really appreciate everybody being here today. Let's see, Devin Brown, don't call them cheeks, LOL. They are cheeks right here. They're so big. My butt chin, they're so big, they're cheeks. Don't call them cheeks. I love it, man. If it's a butt chin, then they're cheeks, man. If it's a butt chin, then they're cheeks. Cavo Poblan, what's going on, dog? He says KOSS. Yeah, KOSS had a huge rip the other day. If we look at the daily, we want to point out here, if we look at the daily and we draw a downtrend on the daily here, you can see that is where the trend breakout was. This would have been very hard to try and grab a hold of. Let's look at the 5 minute, not on this time, not on this chart. Let's look at the 5 minute on this though, guys. So if you see, it broke out here in the pre-market. Let's zoom in. It broke out here. Here's the trend line that I drew. It broke out here in the pre-market, and this would have been the time frame to try and take KOS. Now is not the time, in my opinion, the way I trade, my strategy, okay? This would have been the area to take it because the volume came in and it surpassed any amount of volume previous traded to this, okay? This would have been where KOS was going to rip tater chip to the north side. This would have been the area to buy, or this would have been the area to buy, not up here, okay? So KOS is looking great, obviously, much higher than its breakout area. Even if you're still holding this stock, you're up 154%. It moved all the way up to 1873, which was a 258% winner. These are definitely stocks that I love to try and trade, love to try and take, but when we look at this trade as it is right now, it's just pulling back. It's in an area of price discovery. And if we look at it on the daily, let me fix my chart here. On the daily, you can see we're just in this activity. We don't know what the hell's going to happen here. And even if you look at the hourly, you can see what are you going to do with this chart? You know, there's not much you can do other than maybe use this hourly as your trend break, you know, if you want to take a trade here. But to me, that's a day trade. I'm not a day trader, I'm a swing trader, so I am looking at that. Now, I know Danny took CDE. Absolutely beautiful, Danny. Looking at it now on the live. Nice take. What is your average? David wrote hair day instead of hair dye on the shopping list. So Carly went to the salon. Yeah, man. Dan Bob, I hate you, but I love you in the same damn sentence. Dan Bob in the chat says, David wrote hair day instead of hair dye on the shopping list. So Carly went to the salon instead of buying me hair dye. Yeah, man, the grays are coming in. That'll do it to you after trading the market for so long. I mean, if you guys are just starting out in the market, you're going to get a few grays before you actually become a profitable trader. That is the damn truth, guys. You're going to have days that you get extremely stressed. The whole idea in trading is to reduce the stress, so that way you can maintain profitable trading and be sure that you reduce the stress, increase the wins, lower the losses. That way you can be a profitable trader as well. But I promise you, it comes with a couple of grays. It does. It comes with a couple of gray hairs. I'm not going to lie. But, you can't be 22 and be in the market for as long as I have and then not come out with at least a couple of grays. Plus, I got kids, guys. I got 3 damn kids and a beautiful wife. They will all give you grays as well. So I don't know where you're at in life. We are all on a different journey. But I tell you, with the YouTube algorithm, it shows me that when I first started, I was only getting people between 35 and 45. But now we have a broaden our group between 25 and 45. So if you're between the ages of 25 and 45 and you're here, you are my demographic. And I promise you, I started getting gray hairs at an early age. So if you're going to start the market, you better have hair dye and not hair day. Dan Bob, you're killing me, bro. I need to bring a carrot and dye my hair, apparently. Yeah, Dan Bob says it's wisdom. If you guys watch me long enough, you'll see it's not all wisdom. I make some pretty stupid mistakes still too, but yeah. CDE, Danny, one of our profitable traders in the Discord, which you guys can join for absolutely free, pointed this out to us this morning, and I was not paying close enough attention to it. You can see we have this beautiful downtrend here. It broke out on Wednesday. I did not take the trade because there was no volume, if I remember correctly. Let's just zoom in on here. There was no volume on this trade to take it. Oh, but there was in the right at market open, so I was not quick enough to grab this. And then it just traded sideways. This is a mining company. This is a gold trade. So if we look at GLD or GOLD, we'll see here, this is the ETF for GLD. We can see it's also breaking out to the north side. So if you were playing CDE, you'll see that it was a beautiful trend breakout trade on this. I did not play this, guys, but wow, what a beautiful move here and some continuation higher to the north side. So congratulations to you, Danny, for grabbing that. What about us teens? Senpai, what's going on, brother? Yeah. No, if you're a teen and you're watching the market, I say congratulations to you. My hat's off to you. I wish I started doing this when I was a teenager as well, with a much smaller account too. When I was a teenager, I didn't have a big account, and that's the best time to learn. You don't want gray hairs. Well, too bad. Eventually, you'll get gray hairs, and you're gonna love it because the ladies love it. I don't know if you guys realize this, but gray is in, okay? My wife loves me, okay? But she did tell me to dye my hair one time, and I was like flabbergasted. I could not believe it. I was like, you really want me to dye my hair? Are you serious? I'm not dyeing my hair. I'll cut my hair. I ain't dyeing my hair. That's that. Anyway, guys, back to the market. That CDE, let's just look at CDE for a quick second. So CDE is making new all-time highs. That's a really good sign for this. When I say new all-time highs, I'm talking about for this year, last year, and 2021. It has not seen these prices since 2020. So this is a good sign for CDE. If you are in CDE, congratulations. Right now, there's not a trade on it for me. CDE, the trade was at 575, okay? It was at 575. So it's definitely an area that I can't trade now. If we wait for a pullback, a new trend, or a base breakout, then I can take the trade again. But this is part of my process, guys. And you always want to make sure that you have a good process. Now, we're going to go ahead and end this poll here because I don't want to give anybody any more time since the market should slow down a little bit. We're going to end this poll. So originally, guys, I asked you, will the S&P 500 end green above 550.85 or red 61% of you, now that the poll has ended, 61% of you said a green day. That's absolutely awesome. I love that we are so positive. And right now, as we speak, we're sitting at 552.88, a new all-time high for the overall market. That's a really, really good sign for us, guys. Very good sign for any type of vehicle investment. I promise when I open up my Edward Jones account, I'm going to be very happy right now. Now, of course, it's still early. We still can end red, but we ended the poll. So that way we understand to see if our group is going to be correct towards the end. We had 31 votes. That's absolutely beautiful. But 61% of you said we were going to end green today. So far, we are right about that. Now, 25% of you, 12% of you said red day. So it looks like we have an overwhelming amount that's saying we are going to have a green day today. So far, so good. 12% said red day. But we had an even bigger vote than the 12% on red day. 25% of you said you're just here for the big chin. Well, hey, watch out now. Sometimes I don't have enough room at my desk. I got to clear the desk and the clutter for this chin to sit here. So I'm glad that you are here for the big chin. Thank you kindly. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to this show, please take a look at my screen. We have a beautiful screen in front of you, and I want to make sure that you are live. Click this live button. Make sure you are brought to the front of this trading screen. We want to make sure you're getting the live price action, so that way you're here now with me while the market is coming in. Now, do be sure to click that like button. Of course, we want to get as many likes as we possibly can for that YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. This is how I survive. This is what I love to do. And if you hit that subscribe, you're helping me survive, and not only that, thrive. And for that, I appreciate you. I see you guys spamming that love button. I'm hitting it right back. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate the love, baby, the love. We've had a consistent amount of people watching in here, and it's absolutely awesome. Senpai says, listen to Bob, it's wisdom. Well, I appreciate that, Senpai. Yeah, no, some of it's wisdom. I mean, I've accumulated a lot of knowledge, but I still do some really dumb shit. I promise you that. Danny says for his trade in CDE, he actually got in at 588, and this is why we love having profitable traders in here. So Danny took this at 588, and you guys will notice that Danny took this at 588, playing this beautiful trend break and a break above the previous day. This is why we love keeping an eye on Danny and Danny's trades, because look at this. He took it here. This is absolutely beautiful. We're gonna mark Danny's trades out in gray, and we'll say this is gray as Danny. Okay, and maybe I should be gray because of my gray hairs, but we're gonna mark Danny. When we get new people in the Discord that come in just to brag about their wins, Danny, the first thing Danny asks is, what was your strategy? What was your risk management on this? Because anybody can win in this market. You can blindly buy and blindly sell, but until you find a process in this market, you're never gonna consistently make money. If you make money fast, you're gonna lose money fast. If you make money consistently, you will consistently make money, okay? And that's why I always preach to have a process. You always wanna have a process, okay, guys? And I think we're gonna end on that. It is 11:12. I had an absolute awesome morning with you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. If you're watching this at a later time, make sure you come and join our Discord. We have a beautiful Discord where we have awesome traders, and we do this constantly. Maybe we go over my current account, but it's looking pretty red. Maybe we don't go over my current account right now. We have a small red day today. That's A-okay so far. Maybe by the end of the day, we'll see it pick back up. With the S&P 500 rising up to the north side, making new all-time highs, we're going to end on that, guys. So thank you guys so much. Dan Bob says 3 words, just for men. Come on, Dan Bob. I know you got just as many grays as I do, so stop with that stuff. But I got to say, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you being here. You guys, peace. Have a great day, and we will see you tonight. Well, actually, there's no trading. We'll see you on Sunday. Sunday, we are going live, so make sure that you guys mark your calendar. Sunday at 9 p.m., we're going to go live. We have a huge, huge meeting on Sunday, so all hands on deck. Thank you, B-Stew. I appreciate you. Have a good night, brother. Senpai, thanks for joining us, brother. You stay liquid, brother, and you have a good day, man. It's good to have you in here. Devin Brown, thank you, sir. I appreciate you being here, guys. Hope you have a good day. We'll see you guys in the Discord for sure. Dan, Bob, Dan, thank you very much. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for being here. Greatest moderator alive, of course. I don't know who else is still in here, guys, but I just want to say goodbye. Hope you guys have a great night. Appreciate you watching the show. We're going to do more lives like this, guys. We're definitely going to do more lives like this. All right, guys. I think that's everybody. Don't want to leave anybody out. I'm going to send the love to the rest of you that ain't live, and you're watching this at a later time. Hope you guys have an awesome day. S&P 500. Rip, rip, tater chip, baby. Peace, guys.